It's Tuesday, November 18th.
I'm going to vote yes. For the country, for the planet.
There will be no holiday election after the Liberals received enough support and abstentions to pass its budget.
Let's get this dealt with and things working smoothly.
Saskatoon could become one of the smallest cities in Canada with a dedicated transit police.
Go, Riders, go! We are the champs in 2025.
The Grey Cup champion Rough Riders will celebrate with all of you today. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning, Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. We hope your Tuesday is off to a great start.
My goodness, it is going to be a busy day today down Albert Street if you're in Regina.
I know, and I feel like I'm the enemy today because I am saying some rain this afternoon. Don't worry, though. It's going to be a close one according to our radar right now. It seems to be pushing away from the city right as the parade is supposed to start. Okay, the bearer of bad news. But the good news is the parade is happening. You are Grey Cup champions if you're a Rough Rider fan. Let's get to news, and we'll get back to weather in just a minute. Prime Minister Mark Carney and his minority Liberal government have survived the budget vote, but barely.
Yeas pour 170, 170. Nays contre 168, 163.
In a crucial final confidence vote, the budget passed by a margin of 170 to 168. Green Party leader Elizabeth May ended up supporting the Liberals. 2 NDP and 2 Conservative MPs abstained, which lowered the bar the Liberals needed to clear.
Us. This is about Canadians, and the vast majority of Canadians want us to try to make this parliament work.
For now, I want to make sure that Canada is committed to achieving our Paris targets.
The budget includes what the government calls generational investments amidst the trade war with the U.S. It also comes with deep cuts to the federal public service. Statistics Canada says cheaper fuel and groceries helped bring inflation down to 2.2% in October. The agency says gas prices fell at a faster rate last month compared to September as fuel retailers switched to cheaper winter blends. Grocery prices, meanwhile, fell 0.6% in October for the biggest monthly price drop at the grocery store in more than 5 years. The Swedish royal family will arrive in Canada this morning for a rare 3-day state visit. King Carl XVI Gustaf and Queen Silva will spend their time in Ottawa and Montreal. It's their first trip to Canada since 2006. Sweden's industry and defense ministers will be part of the delegation that is visiting, which is expected to focus on trade and defense. The high-profile visit comes as the Swedish defense firm Saab considers whether it should start assembling Gripen fighter jets here in Canada. The Swedish Royal Court says Canada and Sweden will launch a strategic partnership during the visit. It is parade day for the Saskatchewan Rough Riders and their fans. The team got the party started yesterday when they arrived home with the Grey Cup, and the party will continue today with a parade through Regina. The team will travel along the Green Mile before reaching the provincial legislature. Fans are being told to get there early and dress for the weather. You heard Kayleen say that. Here's a look at the parade route. The program at the Legislative Building will begin at 3 o'clock. There will be no parking available. If you can't make it to the parade, we will be broadcasting it live at ctvnewsregina.ca. Saskatoon could become one of the smallest cities in Canada with a dedicated police service for the transit alone. Jeremy Dodge, things have taken a turn there.
Yeah, Daryl, the City Council's going to debate spending more than $1.5 million for that. The plan would entail 9 officers and 2 patrol cars dedicated to transit only when it meets for budget deliberations next week. The debate comes as the transit union says its drivers are spending more time dealing with social disorder and safety on buses. Now, of 17 cities examined by administration, only those with populations of 1 million people had police officers dedicated to transit. And riders feel if the city is going to roll out a $250 million bus rapid transit program in 2028, safety should come first.
let's get this dealt with and things working smoothly before we go full tilt into the BRT in 2028. You're going to spend that amount of money. Let's invest a little more into safety.
A report from Winnipeg last week says fare enforcement on its buses has helped recoup up to $10 million it loses in unpaid fares every year. Saskatoon does not enforce fare payment. A Court of King's bench justice will decide who pulled the trigger in a Saskatoon murder case. 28-year-old Andrew Rosenfeld is charged with second-degree murder in the death of his girlfriend, 20-year-old Nakira Brown. The defense says Brown died by suicide, arguing she had a history of suicidal ideation and that her gunshot wound is consistent with a self-inflicted injury. It also says there were no signs of a struggle. The Crown says there's no evidence Brown was suicidal that night and that she didn't fight Rosenfeld because she didn't believe he would kill her. The prosecution called the relationship tumultuous and says Rosenfeld overheard a call with Brown's brother about plans to leave, then reported her death to 911 a minute later. A date to deliver the verdict has not yet been set. Daryl, Regina's Planning Commission discussing housing in that city.
Regina's Planning Commission taking a different approach, Jeremy, to housing by proposing manufactured homes in all residential zones across the city. Sierra D'Souza Butts with why.
For months, Glen Elm Retirement Community Residents Association has been looking for a solution to help manufactured homeowners in Regina.
At the beginning of this year, our community, Glen Elm, had 150 families. Today, we have 33 that are left on this site.
After numerous residents were evicted from Glen Elm Park and forced to move their manufactured homes elsewhere, the group has been working with city officials for months to find a sustainable solution for residents with mobile homes. Now, that is becoming a reality.
Asked the folks in the planning department to take a look at the entire circumstance, and they've done a lot of work, a lot of research, and have come back with a formal recommendation that, hey, anyone should be able to buy a lot anywhere in the city of Regina and be able to move a manufactured home onto it. Why not?
Currently, manufactured homeowners are only allowed on properties designated for residential manufactured home zones, one in Glen Elm and one in Argyle Park. However, if approved, the bylaw would allow manufactured homes be permitted in all residential zone neighborhoods within city limits.
Of course, we were hoping that this process could have happened faster, but in all fairness, it is happening within a 6-month cycle. So I think you cannot complain that the city has not been responsive to this.
The recommendation will be brought forward to Regina City Council on Wednesday for final approval. Sierra D'Souza Butts, CTV News, Regina.
Well, the performers for the NFL's Thanksgiving Day halftime shows have now been announced.
And one of the biggest artists of our time.
Bigger is always better. You know what I mean?
Post Malone will hit the stage during the Dallas-Kansas City game in Texas. Jack White is set to headline the show in Detroit, where the Lions are taking on Green Bay. And Lil Jon will appear at the Baltimore Ravens-Cincinnati Bengals game. Which one are you most excited about, Kayleen?
Both of them. Why not?
All of them. All of them. That's a great day for morning show people who like football, because we get off, and then we get to spend the rest of the day watching football on the couch.
Yeah, you know me. All I want to do is I want to go sit and watch.
No. Come on. Come on. You are third in your fantasy football pool.
I am third. I did win this week against all odds. So let's see how the rest of the season shakes out. All right, let's turn our attention to the weather picture. But before I start, I'm just the messenger, folks. I know we want to get outside and enjoy that parade today. Unfortunately, we are seeing a little bit of precipitation on the radar right now, though in Regina we're at 0 degrees. We do have a few clouds to start the day and winds coming in at 19 kilometers per hour. They're not going to be getting too much stronger stronger into the afternoon. We could see gusts up to about 25 kilometers per hour. So although we could see an increase, just not too much of one. 2 degrees to start the day in Saskatoon, and we are seeing that cloud cover. Now, quite a bit to talk about on our radar here. We see some purple, not a lot, but yes, we did see some flurries in the province yesterday and into the overnight hours into early this morning. Some rain, all of that green on your screen, and then the pink colors, all of that freezing rain. Regina did get some of that during those overnight hours. Today, folks, is not the day to be rushing on your morning commute. Take your time, keep everybody safe. Now, the futurecast is showing some more precipitation into the rest of the morning and early afternoon. We do get a break in the later parts of the afternoon. This is at about 11 a.m. on your screen, where we could be seeing some more of that rain in the Regina area and surrounding down through Estevan as well. So I know we want to have clear skies for the parade at 2 o'clock. This is at about 2:15 now, so we do start to see it pushing away from Regina. So with any luck, we will be seeing skies just with the clouds for that time. And then at about 5 p.m., we do see it right over top of Yorkton there. Continuing on, though, into the overnight hours, we do see a larger system bringing in some flurries. So Saskatoon and Regina going to start seeing those flurries tomorrow morning. And then into the afternoon, we'll just be seeing those clouds start to clear. Now, continuing on to those current temperatures, we're seeing 1 degree in Prince Albert, 0 degrees in Spiritwood, 2 degrees to wake us up in Hudson Bay, down towards the south, 3 degrees to start the day in East End, 2 degrees in Assiniboia, -1 in Yorkton, and -1 in Estevan. Later on this afternoon, swift currents reaching about 4 degrees, 7 degrees for Weyburn and Estevan, just a little bit more of that sunshine down in Estevan. 4 degrees for Yorkton with some of that rain, a little bit of fog, 1 degree with those clouds in Prince Albert. And we already talked about the precipitation on the way tomorrow, but dropping down for the temperatures to 3 degrees. The sun coming out on Thursday, 1 degree, 6 on Friday and 6 on Saturday. In Saskatoon, we're seeing temperatures drop tomorrow again with those flurries, so about 1 degree tomorrow, -1 on Thursday with a little bit more of that sunshine, 3 degrees on Friday and 5 on Saturday.
After more than 2 decades of progress, cervical cancer rates are no longer declining. And the Canadian Cancer Society warns the country may not reach its goal of eliminating cervical cancer by 2040. Sarah Plowman has the details.
Every day, hundreds of Canadians hear those dreaded words. You have cancer. For Linda Wu, that moment happened 35 years ago when she saw a doctor for her pregnancy and learned she had cervical cancer.
If I hadn't gotten pregnant, I wouldn't have known. I would have been like every other woman who discovered it when it was too late.
A new report shows after a long period of steady decline, cervical cancer rates have plateaued, even though experts say it's preventable.
This really highlights that we aren't making the progress that we had seen before.
For women aged 35 to 55, cervical cancer is actually increasing.
The rates now in 2022 are the same as they were in 1992.
The report's authors point to several factors behind the shift.
Increased transmission of human papillomavirus, or HPV as some people know it, low uptake of the HPV vaccine, lower cervical screening rates.
Dr. Amanda Selk says cervix cancer doctors are noticing more cancer cases, and some are more advanced.
Cervix cancer is a terrible, terrible disease, and if we can prevent it for so many people, if you can just get yourself screened and follow through with treatment. We treat people all the time, and they do really well.
Most cervical cancers are caused by human papillomavirus, HPV. Vaccines are offered in schools, but coverage continues to lag below targets. Screening methods are also changing as provinces move to HPV testing, a move the Canadian Cancer Society wants all governments to follow.
We want to be able to say by 2040, no one will have this cancer in Canada.
The report did show that cancer mortality rates overall have gone down, and mortality rates for lung, colorectal, and bladder cancers have been declining rapidly. Sarah Plowman, CTV News, Fredericton.
Health Report, brought to you in part by Saskatchewan Blue Cross, protecting your health since 1946.
right, it's a big day. The Met Gala theme for 2026 has been revealed. It plans to spotlight fashion across art history. Fashion's biggest night will focus on the history of the Costume Institute at the famed Metropolitan Museum of Art. It will pair garments with objects from the museum to show how fashion has been long intertwined with different art forms. The 2026 Met Gala is May 4th. Costume art opens to the public at the museum on May 10th. How excited are we about this theme, fellas?
Jeremy, this is her Disneyland. This is her Super Bowl. This is her Grey Cup. She is amped.
It's interesting. And this one might be cool. Like, we might see some kind of crazy Picasso thing, or maybe the Van Gogh Screamer or something, right?
Don't you subject your husband to this every year? Like,
every year.
Him and his friend to watch this?
I have a Met Gala viewing party every year where I force my husband and his friend to come over, and like, they don't understand it at all. They don't understand the fashion. They don't understand the history, and they'll just point and go ugly or beautiful or like something, you know.
I kind of want to participate in that. That actually sounds cool.
It could be fun as a group. Right? It could be an entertaining
super
time.
Fun. It is amazing. So I'm very thrilled about this theme. I think it's going to be a great one.
I just picture them as Stadler and Waldorf, you know. This is great. That's bad. This is not so bad. It sucks. Question of the day. Speaking of cartoon characters, who is your favorite?
Oh, man, I don't even know. You know what? I was trying to think of one before we did this segment, and I haven't decided yet. So we have to ask me later on in the show. What about Jeremy?
I've always default to 80s He-Man.
Okay.
I do remember that. Corey, the reason, Director Corey, roll the video. The reason we're asking this question is, it is Mickey and Minnie Mouse's birthday today.
Yes, this day in 1928, Steamboat Willie premiered.
That's right. Donald Duck has always been my favorite. Wow. An interesting fact about Mickey Mouse is that over the course of time, they took away all of his personalities and they became extra characters. So his anger became Donald Duck and his silly side became Goofy. And all these
interesting.
Yeah, there's a whole documentary you can find.
I never realized
Disney
that. Yeah,
Plus.
cool.
Look at this. I taught you guys something. If you learned one thing today, there you go. You're welcome. Text your name and your answer, your favorite cartoon character, to 10400 or scan the QR code on your screen. We're back in a couple of minutes as we look over the city of Regina. The Parade of Champions happening today at 2 o'clock.
Hello there, Adam Scully here inside the TSN Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Monday. And for it, we go to Toronto. Hornets and the Raptors. Brandon Ingram takes it to the rim and throws down the massive jam on Ryan Kalkbrenner, the 7-footer that couldn't do anything to stop Ingram on that play. Puts him on a poster. Get a game high 27, highlighted by that monster dunk. And it is your must-see moment from Monday. And tonight on TSN, international friendly, Canada taking on Venezuela. Pre-game begins at 7:30 Eastern. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
Let's check in with Mike Siona now. He is finding out how a new sweepstake in Saskatchewan is making an impact in several of our province's community-minded organizations.
Well, we are down at the Prince Albert SPCA this morning. I'm here with Ashley Bober, and I believe this is Wesley in the cat room. It's pretty cool, actually, to be in here. We're talking about the Unity Sweepstakes this morning, which is a pretty cool new initiative here. Tell me, how does it work and who does it support?
Yeah, absolutely. So there is 7 organizations collectively involved in it right now. So there's going to be 4 new ones adding. So there is prize pots every month. There is going to be draws every Tuesday. So people have a chance to win in there and at the same time be able to help animals like this little guy.
Oh, fantastic. Now, let's talk a little bit about your organization here and what you guys do in the Prince Albert area.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a large amount of animals that come through here, cats, dogs, guinea pigs, rabbits, and so on, that come in that need help. Often many of them are strays that are roaming the streets. Some of them are surrenders. Some come in with great medical needs. Some of them come in with not as much needs. But we do our part to support the animals in our community. and give them what they need and find forever homes for them, or reunite them with their families if we're able to find their families.
That's fantastic. Now, the Unity Sweepstakes, obviously, some of the proceeds from this come to you guys, come to the other 6 organizations that we were talking about earlier. What does that money enable you guys to do here at the SPCA specifically?
Yeah, absolutely. It's huge, actually. It helps us be able to provide the medical needs for them, whether that's surgeries, vaccinations, enrichment supplies. Sometimes that could mean toys or equipment that we need for them. And ultimately, it allows us to provide what each individual animal's needs are here.
I love that very much. UnitySweepstakes.ca is the website to get details on how the program works. But stay tuned. We'll be talking about it all morning long.
Let's take a look at the school day forecast. It's brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zone safe. If you're heading out to catch the bus in Regina, we're at 0 degrees, 2 degrees in Saskatoon, but we do have a chance of seeing some light precipitation throughout the morning hours. 3 degrees by lunch in Regina. That is when we could be seeing some of that precipitation down towards the south. Winds remaining low really all throughout the day, though. 2 degrees still by lunch in Saskatoon, and by final bell, both cities sitting at those expected daytime highs. For Regina, that is 5 degrees today, mainly cloudy at final bell, and by final bell in Saskatoon sitting at 3 degrees with that cloud cover. Now let's take a look at those gas prices in Regina. The common price to fill up is $124.9. The lowest you might find is $109.9. In Saskatoon, the common price this morning is $119.9, and the lowest you might find is $115.9. Taking a look at the farm markets now, the street price of canola at $594.72 per ton, and the futures price at $654 even per ton. Amber Durum wheat at $285.94 per ton, and red spring wheat starting the day at $252.95 per ton. And the Canadian dollar starting the day trading down, currently at 71.25 cents US. Coming up, it's Championship Parade Day. Janelle Pai will have what you need to know if you're heading out the door. Stay with us.
Say 6:30. Let's get to your news update for this part of the hour. Saskatchewan residents who cannot find a family doctor will soon have another option. The provincial government on Monday clearing the way for nurse practitioners to establish medical clinics and provide services covered by Medicare. Wayne Mantika reports.
It's estimated that 200,000 Saskatchewan residents don't have a regular family doctor. Now they will have the option of seeking care through a group of nurse practitioners.
Really exciting to see how nurse practitioners are playing a larger and larger role in primary care in Saskatchewan and making sure that patients not only have access but are attached to a primary care provider.
Medicare will cover the cost for 19 nurse practitioners through a pilot program. The nurse practitioners will be located in several communities.
There's some that are urban, Regina, Saskatoon, but there's also contracts that are in Prince Albert, Wilkie, Cardiff, Estevan, to name a few off the top of my head. But it just allows for a better expansion of primary care access for residents in all of those communities.
The first nurse practitioner clinic has opened in Regina. For patients, it will be similar to visiting a family doctor.
Providing, like a comprehensive assessments for patients, providing a diagnosis. We will be ordering labs or x-rays, any imaging that they can get from a primary care physician, we can also provide.
The NDP opposition endorses the idea.
I think that nurse practitioners have a very important role in team-based care, absolutely. I think that we need to be looking at utilizing them more, absolutely.
The government expects that patients will be well served, with plans already being made to expand the pilot program. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
City of Prince Albert's 2026 general fund budget, which includes a proposed increase of $4.4 million funded by this year's increases in property tax, will be evaluated by the Budget Committee. The city says the proposed 2026 budget includes $2.1 million in spending cuts across all departments following an internal spending review. The final determination of how these changes affect taxes for you, the resident, will occur after the 2026 general fund budget has been approved.
We
we had, you know, a rough year. We know that we had to, you know, accommodate increases that maybe we didn't get from previous years, but we can't continue that same trajectory. Frankly, what we are really needing to do is increase our commercial and industrial footprint.
Notable expenses in the proposed budget include $1 million for the 6th Avenue Viaduct Bridge reconstruction. U.S. President Donald Trump is not ruling out carrying out strikes in Mexico in the name of stopping the flow of drugs.
Would I launch strikes in Mexico to stop drugs? It's okay with me. Whatever we have to do to stop drugs.
The U.S. has carried out a string of strikes targeting alleged drug-carrying boats in the Caribbean. President Trump's stance goes against comments made by Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who last week ruled out Mexico's military intervention. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum has also said U.S. military action in Mexico will not happen without her permission. The U.S. House of Representatives is expected to vote today on releasing the Jeffrey Epstein files.
Whatever they want. We'll give them everything. Sure, I would. Let the Senate look at it. Let anybody look at it. But don't talk about it too much because, honestly, I don't want to take it away from us. It's really a Democrat problem. The Democrats were Epstein's friends, all of them. And it's a hoax.
Trump has posted that he has nothing to hide after he previously opposed efforts to make those documents public. The president's about-face all but ensures the House will pass the bill with an overwhelming margin. Now, Epstein was a well-connected financier who died by suicide in a Manhattan prison while awaiting trial in 2019 on charges he sexually abused and trafficked underage girls. The Tim Hortons Holiday Smile campaign, or Smile Cookie campaign, kicked off for another year in Regina and Chuka Boulevard yesterday. They had celebrities gathered putting some faces on some cookies. All the proceeds go to charity, 50% to Tim Hortons Foundation camps and 50% to Airlo Sport Venture.
It's a crazy week, a lot of cookie making. You can see today with our special guests, it's maybe not the easiest thing to make these cookies. That's maybe why sometimes you don't see the perfect smile on them when you get them. But our team is super engaged. They love the week. They know that all the proceeds go to local charities and the Tim's camp, so they're happy to help out.
Look at that handsome devil, Mike DeStassi. The Smile cookies are now on sale for about $2 each. Let's get over to the Weather Center. Just saw Cadmus DeLorme. He's going to be on the show a little bit later on today.
Yeah, and you know, from Mike to Cadmus, just both stellar human beings.
Yeah,
so.
really good dudes. And you are as well, except people might not be your biggest fan today if they want to go to the parade.
Listen, I'm just the messenger, although not expecting to see the rain at the start of the parade time, although the system is just barely going to be pushing away from the city at that time. It's not going to be bringing a lot of rain with it, just a little bit of a drizzle. Let's start over the city of Saskatoon, though, where we're waking up to about 2 degrees right now to start the day. In Regina, we're at 0 degrees, so just a little bit cooler, but both cities with winds hovering right around 20 kilometers per hour to start the day, so not bad. Where we start to see more of that rain is on this radar and satellite here. So we see those pinks popping up earlier on this morning. We see that all that green that made its way through the province last night. So rain, freezing rain, just a little bit of flurries. Roads are going to be just a little bit slick this morning, folks. Take your time. Futurecast showing that system not quite done with Saskatchewan yet. So right over top of Swift Current right now. And then it's going to be tracking eastward right over top of Regina. This is at about 11:30 later on this morning. And then by about 2:45 there, you can see it's fully gone past over top of Regina. So the chance is there of seeing just a little bit of rain into the early afternoon. By the time that the parade starts, we should see that pushing away. Yorkton going to be getting it a little bit later on into the afternoon, and then that system will be finally gone, and then another system larger bringing those flurries into Wednesday morning, pushing away for Wednesday afternoon as those clouds begin to clear. Let's take a look at this rainfall. So by about 2 p.m. today, Regina is going to see about 3 millimeters for Moose Jaw, and then that number does go up for Yorkton and the Battlefords into the later parts of the evening. So by the end of the day, about 2 millimeters for Yorkton, about 1 for the Battlefords. Current temperature is now showing -7 in Buffalo Narrows, 2 degrees to wake us up in Hudson Bay, 0 degrees in Melfort, 3 degrees in Swift Current, -10 in Weyburn. So definitely grab a jacket if you're heading out the door there. -1 to start the day in Estevan. Later on into the afternoon hours, though, 4 degrees for Swift Current, 6 for Moose Jaw, 7 for Weyburn. Saskatchewan and Estevan. So later on, the temperature is not going to be so bad. 5 degrees this afternoon for Regina, 3 degrees tomorrow. Again, seeing that precipitation in the morning, mainly pushing off for the afternoon. 1 degree on Thursday, 6 degrees on Friday, and then a fairly nice weekend with some sunshine and positive temperatures. Saskatoon, 3 degrees today, 1 degree tomorrow. Again, seeing those flurries mainly into the morning hours and pushing away in the afternoon. -1 on Thursday, 3 degrees on Friday, and then again, a nice weekend with positive temperatures and a lot of sunshine.
Let's head into the Your Morning Library and check out Against the Grain, the latest release from author, podcaster, and longtime ad man Terry O'Reilly, who joins us through the magic of television. Terry, thanks for doing this. I can't imagine the number of books you have to read in the course of a year, a month, a week, just to do the podcast, let alone put together this collection of stories.
It's true, Daryl. There's a lot of research goes into our radio show. There's no doubt about it. So I constantly have at least 3 or 4 books going on at the same time in all different rooms of the house.
Haven't heard it before. It is called Under the Influence, and it does air on CBC. Against the Grain is this collection of stories. Tell us about this one. What makes it unique to you?
Well, if you've ever listened to our radio show, you'll know that I'm endlessly curious about people who buck the trend, who go against all conventional wisdom when they have an idea. And for this book, I really wanted to find really special people who dared to risk it all. So the people in this book had an idea that would revolutionize their industry or their profession, but they got so much pushback that they were mocked and ridiculed and fired in some cases and drummed out of their professions. But each one of these people in the end was right.
How inspiring is this book, in your view?
You know what? It is so inspiring. It was inspiring to research. It was inspiring to write. And I always say, if there's one takeaway, Daryl, for this book, it's if you don't think one person can change the world, you are wrong.
We don't want to ruin anything. We want people to go out and buy these wherever books are sold. But what's one story that stands out to you? Give us a teaser.
I'll talk about very quickly Gustav Eiffel. So he built the Eiffel Tower. So Paris was having this Universal Exposition in 1889, and they wanted to have a big structure that would be the epitome, that would symbolize this incredible exposition. They asked for design ideas. Eiffel puts in one to have a tower made out of iron. They choose his design. The second they reveal the design itself to the people of Paris, he gets attacked. Eiffel gets attacked. They think it's horrible. They think it's ugly. They call it a metal asparagus. They say it's a blight on the Parisian landscape. But Eiffel just keeps going. He just battles. He just builds this against all of that pushback. And not only that, he had to pay for the Eiffel Tower himself. If you can imagine that. Not only he had to build it, he had to fund it. And through all of that pushback, and there was even 300 of the leading elite people in Paris, art writers, art designers, poets, artists, 300 of them wrote a letter in the major newspaper saying that they wanted it torn down. It was so ugly. And that was an interesting number because it was one person per every meter of the tower. The tower was 300 meters high. Anyway, it ends up being one of the most beautiful, iconic structures in Europe. And he built every step of the way, Daryl. He had to fight everybody off and push back to build that tower.
There's some life lessons in these pages. Terry, I started out before we started this conversation by thanking you for the hours of entertainment. What do people say to you when they read your books, they listen to the podcast? What's the most common thing you hear on the street?
Here's the email I always get. Hate advertising, love your show, still hate advertising.
And it's paid for both of our lifestyles. Terry, thank you for this. Right. You can get Against the Grain wherever books are sold. He is Terry O'Reilly.
Home Depot cut its full-year earnings guidance, warning that some unsteady consumers are hitting the pause button on big-ticket home purchases. The world's largest home improvement retailer said it expects adjusted earnings per share to decline 5% from a year ago, lower than its previous forecast. The company says its profit and comparable sales came in lower than expected in the last quarter, citing the overall weakness in the housing market and a lack of storms that hampered demand in roofing, generators, and other categories. Barrick Mining, one of the world's largest gold producers, is allegedly weighing a potential breakup of the company. The split would create two companies, one centered on North America, another housing operations across Africa and Asia. Reuters first reported on the rumor, citing 4 people familiar with the internal board discussion. The media outlet noted that neither a Barrick spokesperson nor interim CEO Mark Hill would comment. The latter said that the company does not respond to market speculation. Amazon is set to raise $15 billion from its first U.S. dollar bond offering in 3 years as technology companies race to fund artificial intelligence infrastructure with jumbo debt sales. The proceeds of the deal, which topped initial estimates by $3 billion, will be used for everything from acquisitions and capital expenditures to share buybacks, according to people with knowledge of the matter. At the peak, the bond attracted about $80 billion worth of demand. Monday's sale comes after Google's parent company, Alphabet, earlier this month sold $25 billion in debt in the U.S. and Europe. Meta Platforms issued a $30 billion corporate bond issuance last month, the biggest such offering of the year, while Oracle raised $18 billion through high-grade notes in September. Those are your morning business headlines. For B&M Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
Celebrations are in order following the Rough Riders' big win Sunday. Janelle Pai is out on Regina's Grey Cup parade route this morning to tell us what we can expect. Janelle, good morning.
Hi, good morning and happy Tuesday. A really exciting day for all the fans here in Regina. Like you had said, today is the Grey Cup Parade. That is expected to start at about 2 o'clock this afternoon. We'll be planning to meet on about the Green Mile. 13th Avenue fans are going to continue down to 20th Avenue. And right here at the Legislative Building is right when things will conclude. So a really fun, exciting route. But with all of this joy and excitement that fans are bringing means safety measures are incredibly important today. So that means some of these residential streets are going to be rerouted. It's very important for fans to avoid that high traffic area. So again, make sure you're being safe out here. The Legislative Building is where you will come to end things off. Now, some more excitement does await by the time that you will get here. Trevor Harris, we've got Corey Mace, a couple people expected to make some speeches at the end here today. And of course, that Grey Cup making an appearance as well. Those rider players will be a part of all the fun. There's going to be a lot of exciting stuff going on. Remember, if you're driving through downtown Regina today, watch for those pedestrians, watch for those fans. There's going to be a little bit of a busy time here this afternoon, so make sure you're safe, but also come out, have some fun. Some really exciting stuff ahead for us this morning and this afternoon.
Oh, man, Janelle, excellent. I cannot wait. Should be fun. Your morning returns right after this with your milestones. We'll see you later.
November 18th, and we have these milestones to share with you. We'll start off with a belated birthday wish going out to Matthew. He was celebrating yesterday. We hope you had a fantastic birthday. Enjoy being 1 year older. Another belated birthday wish going out to Vanya. We hope you had a fabulous 51st birthday with love from your friends and family. And celebrating her 3rd birthday is Alyssa Jade. Happy birthday. Lots of love from Mom, Dad, Evan, Emmett, Grandma Rain, and Cookham Christine. Also celebrating her 3rd birthday is Penny. Have a wonderful birthday, Penny. You have so many people sending you love today, including your mom, dad, Lane, and both of your grandmas and papas. And finally, happy birthday wishes also going out to Charlotte. We hope it's a great day for you. This shout out coming with love from your Auntie Lori and Eric. If you have anything that you would like to celebrate, send us your milestones to Your Morning Saskatchewan at ctv.ca. Make sure you tell us what you're celebrating, who you're celebrating, attach a photo, and send that in 1 day in advance.
Heading to the parade, Brandon?
Oh, yeah. Tops off, everything. I've been working out all morning, so.
Great.
A 1-pack.
That's good. What's going on the radio?
So awkward. I'm so sorry. And by working on, I meant eating 4 of these already. Look at this guy. What's he smiling about? I'm going to eat the crap out of you coming up. Holiday Smile Cookies in Regina before you go to the Grey Cup Parade. Get a box, share them, and 100% of the proceeds go to some great local charities like Arlo Sports Venture. Shout out to them. So get your cookie. And also listen at 7, 9, and 3 today. Listen for your name and call back, and you could be whisked away with Dean Brody, possibly shirtless, probably a better body than I have shirtless. So win a whole week of great stuff. Listen and sign up. Boots on the Beach. Go to purecountry927.ca.
You are the original Cookie Monster. Thank you.
Bye.
He loved cookie.
Making films is not what I do, it is who I am.
Tom Cruise has an honorary Oscar. Filmmaker Alejandro Iñárritu presented him with the prize at this year's Governor's Awards. Cruise spent the first few minutes of his speech thanking and praising Iñárritu and the evening's other honorees. Actress, dancer, choreographer, singer, director, and producer Debbie Allen, groundbreaking production designer Wynn Thomas, known for his films with Spike Lee, and Dolly Parton, who accepted the Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award virtually.
Döende näringar.
Kinnevik är skog och stål.
Är det inte jobbigt att inte ha någon fantasi, Margareta?
Vanguard is a limited series dramatizing the rise of iconic Swedish media mogul Jan Stenbeck. The show, described as a real-life Succession meets The Wolf of Wall Street, features English and Swedish dialogue. It debuts today on the Viaplay streaming service. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Chance to get out.
This little girl in our sidebar finding all sorts of friends.
What's he doing?
He's just sitting in your hands.
Yeah. Pretty.
Oh.
It's my best friend.
Oh. Found a toad, brought him home.
Look how politely she's holding him as far away from her as possible.
The best part about this is it's a toad. They named it Turtle.
Oh, sweet.
Turtle.
I like it.
This reminds me, I just have to mention, I saw a video yesterday as I was scrolling my social medias, and it was of a little boy who thought he found a Pokemon, but he found a mouse outside and put it in a bag.
Oh, no.
And the mom was horrified. So, anyways, I don't know why. That just reminded me of that.
I'm sure that'll be next early next week. Jeremy, what do you got for us?
All right, we have a reminder that it is a lovely day.
When I wake up in the morning,
This teacher we learned about yesterday loves teaching his first graders songs, and this is, of course, Bill Withers' classic, A Lovely Day. He teaches them songs, Foo Fighters, Aretha Franklin, the Beatles, Guns N' Roses. Let's give this man a raise.
He's doing God's work out there. Time out. We're back right after this. It is Tuesday, November 18th. The Grey Cup champion Rough Riders are home, and the celebration keeps going with a parade today.
We had, a rough year. We know that we had to, accommodate increases that maybe we didn't get from previous years.
City of Prince Albert will evaluate its property tax at Budget Committee.
I'm going to vote yes for the country, for the planet.
And there will be no holiday election after the Liberals received enough support to pass the budget. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to your morning, Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl Reynolds.
And I'm Kayleen Swatsky. We hope your day is off to a great start.
And you're going to bundle up if you're along the parade route today.
Well, maybe just bring an umbrella just in case. We do see that system pushing away from the city into the early afternoon, but the chance remains low, so just be prepared anyways.
I hope they have enough candy canes to hand out. We didn't have enough candy canes at the Santa Claus parade. I'm still
sorry about that.
Still fighting that fight. Let's get on the news. There will not be a holiday election after the Liberals narrowly survived a crucial vote on the budget, giving them a political lifeline in a minority government. Abigail Bimmin reports.
Inside the halls of power, high stakes to start the week. A crucial confidence vote in the House of Commons that could come down to the wire.
It's going to be a particularly dramatic and suspenseful day.
It could be close, like close as two coats of paint, real close.
Prime Minister Mark Carney's Liberal government will need help to pass its budget. 2 seats shy of the required 172 for a majority in the House of Commons, the government needs 2 opposition MPs to vote in support of their budget, or at least 4 members to abstain.
It's going to be about math. It's going to be politics. It's going to be about who wants to trigger an election. And the answer is no one really wants to.
So as you see there, my technical glitch, Gremlin Georgie, bouncing around in the system, playing yesterday's story. We'll get the right one for you in just a moment. In the meantime, it is parade day for the Saskatchewan Roughriders and their fans. I don't know that anybody is having more fun than Kian Schaefer-Baker. That man is on a tear right now, and why not? The team got the party started yesterday when they arrived home with the Grey Cup, and the party will continue today with a parade.
I went down to Winnipeg on Friday. Drove from Saskatoon 8 hours, but had to come. So on my way back home, I had to come support them. I work part-time with them during the season. Go Riders, go! We are the champs in 2025.
All right, well, the team will travel along the Green Mile before reaching the provincial legislature. Fans being told to get there early, and Kayleen says dress for the weather. Here's a look at the route. The program at the Legislative Building will begin at 3. That parade at 2. Parking will not be available. If you can't make it to the parade, we are broadcasting it live at ctvnewsregina.ca. Prime Minister Mark Carney and his Liberal minority governments have survived the budget vote, but barely.
170, 170. Nays contre, 168, 163.
In a crucial final vote of confidence, the budget passed by a margin of 170 to 168. Green Party leader Elizabeth May ended up supporting the Liberals. 2 NDP and 2 Conservative MPs abstained, which lowered the bar the Liberals needed to clear.
It's not about us. This is about Canadians. And the vast, vast, vast majority of Canadians want us to try to make this parliament work.
For now, I want to make sure that Canada is committed to achieving our Paris targets.
The budget includes what the government calls generational investments amidst the trade war with the U.S. It also comes with deep cuts to the federal public service. Saskatoon could soon have dedicated transit police. Jeremy Dodge, why?
Well, Daryl, councillors are going to weigh the option of this when budget talks begin next week. Keenan Sorokan has more on some safety concerns from riders.
Robert Clipperton says some seniors are riding Saskatoon buses in fear, and it's time the city addresses their concerns.
Seniors who have the choice to take access, and they'll take access where they used to take the regular transit because they're afraid.
Council will look at spending $1.6 million on 9 officers and 2 patrol cars specifically dedicated as transit police. Clipperton feels if the city is preparing to launch a $250 million bus rapid transit program in 3 years, people have the right to feel safe on the bus.
Let's get this dealt with and things working smoothly before we go full tilt into the BRT.
The city currently has 14 transit supervisors helping employees when there are issues. Another dozen firefighters patrol buses in business improvement districts, with commissioners also patrolling bus terminals. Reported incidents have gone down the last 2 years, but the transit union is still looking to the city for additional enforcement.
I think we can say that some of the social ills that have taken taken over some of our streets in Saskatoon have naturally spilled over onto the transit system.
Last week, Winnipeg said its expanded fare enforcement program is working, with nearly 5,000 people, or about 73% of checks from officers, denied rides. Saskatoon doesn't currently enforce fare payments, as drivers are encouraged to avoid negative interactions. Another tool the city is looking to use is additional Indigenous non-police workers called peacekeepers to patrol Riversdale and downtown after seeing success in the summer.
Where that Indigenous-led approach really made an enormous difference.
Councillors will meet next week to discuss adding both items to the 2026 budget. Keenan Sora Khan, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Daryl, back to you now with some news from Regina's Planning Commission discussing housing in the city today.
Yeah, looking to take a different approach by proposing manufactured homes to be allowed in all residential zones across the city. Now, currently, manufactured homeowners are only allowed on properties designated for residential manufactured home zones. However, if approved, the bylaw would allow manufactured homes to be permitted in all neighborhoods in all residential zones within the city. With residents of Glen Elm Mobile home community being evicted in May, the association says it's a step in the right direction.
Asked the folks in the planning department to take a look at the entire circumstance, and they've done a lot of work, a lot of research, and have come back with a formal recommendation that, hey, anyone should be able to buy a lot anywhere in the city of Regina and be able to move a manufactured home onto it. Why not?
Well, the recommendations will be brought forward to City Council on Wednesday for final approval. We'll see what happens there. Later today, the Prime Minister will hold an official welcoming ceremony for the King and Queen of Sweden. The three-day state visit by the Swedish royal family comes amid deepening ties between the two countries. Sweden recently joined NATO and has also joined the military alliance in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. This also comes as Swedish defense firm Saab is considering whether it should start assembling its Gripen fighter jets here in Canada. The performers for the NFL halftime shows at Thanksgiving Day have been announced.
And one of the biggest artists of our time.
Bigger is always better. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So Post Malone will play the Dallas-Kansas City game. Jack White will play in Detroit when the Lions play the Green Bay Packers. And Lil Jon will appear at the Baltimore-Cincinnati game. Let's turn our attention to the Weather Center and talk about that parade route. It's going to get a little chilly today, Kayleen.
Well, temperatures are still above the seasonal average. It's just that we're still seeing on the radar the system that made its way through the parts of the central Saskatchewan and parts of the southern part of the province as well overnight and into early this morning. We're going to take a look at that on our radar in just a moment here, but we're going to start with current temperatures. So 0 degrees right now to wake us up in Regina, a mix of sun and cloud, southeast winds coming in at 15 kilometers per hour. Now, the sun is working to make its way up. It should be fully up by just after 8:10 this morning in both cities. 1 degree in Saskatoon right now, though. We are seeing that cloud cover to wake us up and some north winds coming in at 19 kilometers per hour. Now, we're not really seeing those winds elevating all too much into the afternoon today, so that's nice to see after the past few days have been a little bit gusty in some areas. So low winds really all across the board in the province today. We were just talking about this radar and satellite, though, so quite a large system bringing some precipitation overnight into early this morning. That did include some flurries for some places, some rain, and of course that freezing rain, all those areas lighting up in pink around the Regina and Parkland region there. So drive very safe out there this morning, and we're not done talking about that system quite yet. So this morning we're seeing it in areas just northeast of Saskatoon. Saskatoon did already have some of those light raindrops earlier on this morning. Now Regina going to be seeing it later on in the morning, very likely. So about 11 to 12-ish, we're seeing some of that rain. Don't let that deter you from going to the parade, though, because we do see that push away from the city into the later parts of the afternoon there. So by the time that the parade is starting, we're not actually expecting to see any of that rain falling. That should be over around the Yorkton area into the later parts of the afternoon and then pushing off for the evening. Now we're talking about this other system coming in from Alberta, tracking eastward, bringing those flurries. So that's going to be bringing that snow to areas around Prince Albert for the most part, Saskatoon, and then down through Regina very likely overnight and into tomorrow morning, pushing away into the afternoon, though, making way for just a mix of sun and cloud into the afternoon tomorrow for both major cities. Today's forecast, though, 4 degrees for Swift Current, 5 degrees for Regina, 3 degrees for Saskatoon, 4 degrees for Yorkton, and 7 degrees down in that southeast corner around Estevan, Weyburn, sharing that high today as well. With that precipitation tomorrow, 3 degrees, 1 degree on Thursday, and then 6 degrees for Friday and Saturday. In Saskatoon, we're dropping down a little bit tomorrow with those flurries in the morning, so 1 degree tomorrow. Again, the snow should be pushing off in the afternoon. -1 on Thursday, 3 degrees on Friday, and then 5 degrees on Saturday. Time now for a look at our rural forecast. We're seeing temperatures still above the seasonal average in many places. Watchers up to 3 degrees with that cloud cover today. Outlook and Wynyard expecting just a little bit of precipitation in the early afternoon. 4 degrees for Outlook, 3 degrees for Wynyard. Down towards the south, we're seeing Easton Cypress reach 6 degrees today. Assiniboia with just a little bit of rain in the early afternoon, 7 degrees, 9 degrees for Coronach with a mix of sun and cloud, and Carlisle with that cloud cover up to 6 degrees. Now let's take a look at Cut Knife, where internet plans up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel. We're seeing a high of 1 degree today. Some evening snow, north winds coming in very calm, only between 10 to 20 kilometers per hour.
All right, let's go back out to Mike Siona now, who I'm told is about to do something really incredible. Mike, who are you with?
Well, we're down at the Prince Albert SPCA this morning with Ashley Bulber and Megan Wall, who's... We'll tell you exactly what she is in a second here. But we've been talking about Unity Sweepstakes all morning. That might be a good hint. And there are some cash prizes for some people who are winners, as well as a great opportunity to support a handful of Saskatchewan charities.
Correct. So there's 7 organizations currently right now involved in the Unity Sweepstakes. 4 new are going to be added here this next month. So there's lots of opportunities to win prizes. Every Tuesday there is prizes, and the last Tuesday of every month is the grand prize, which our winner then has the opportunity to flip it and double the grand prize.
That's amazing. So it's a $50,000 pot that could turn into $100,000, say, if you were the September winner, which is what we've got here in Megan. And you've got a fun little thing. This is pretty cool that we get to give the old big check here. What do you? What does it feel like to get one of these?
It's pretty crazy, honestly. I'm in disbelief. It's awesome to win, and I love supporting charities, so.
That's fantastic. And that's really what this is all about. When you were looking to buy the ticket and to support the organizations, did you think, well, I'm in this to win this, or was it just, hey, I'm going to do my bit?
I just thought it's nice to support charities, and if I win, that's great. If not, it's kind of a win-win anyways.
Fantastic. And it's a double win-win because you flipped. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I initially won $50,000, and then you get a chance to flip one of 2 cards, and I ended up doubling it, so $100,000.
That is absolutely incredible. There's winners all over. Obviously, the 7 organizations, soon to be 11, with the UnitySweepstakes.ca being the website, will benefit, and you might be the next Megan.
Studio consideration provided by Father's Furniture, specializing in quality Canadian-made furniture.
We love when you send your videos, your celebrations, your milestones, all those things into Your Morning Saskatchewan at CTV.ca, the only email address you can use because everything else is going to get sent into a digital wasteland. And yesterday, we got this video, and you might want to add this track to your playlist. This is Sophia from my mom's hometown of Rosetown, Saskatchewan, belting out Price Tag by Jessie J. She's really proud of it, and so is her dad.
Yes, girl. Look at that passion.
Yeah, you go. Wonderful.
I think they said she is just 7 years young.
7?
Awesome.
Oh, keep practicing. I want to see you on the show in a few years.
Yeah, maybe next year.
Yeah.
It's well on our way.
I love that.
Question of the day. On this day in 1928, Steamboat Willie premiered at Universal's Colony Theater in New York City. We've got a brief clip there to show you. It's come a long way, obviously. There's Mickey. Does feature Pete the Cat and Minnie Mouse. So we've asked you today who your favorite cartoon character is, and Kayleen's collected those answers.
So the #1 answer has actually surprised me this morning. I guess it shouldn't, but Fred Flintstone.
You know why?
Keeps coming in. Why?
Because on this network, there used to be the 30-minute news at noon, followed by the Flintstones.
Okay.
Every day.
Every day.
All right. Well, Fred Flintstone always kind of reminded me of my dad, that personality. So I like seeing this answer coming in.
He drove his cars with his feet. He was a member of the Water Buffalo Club.
Yeah. Karen's saying my favorite cartoon character is Rainbow Bright. We had Kim saying Pepe Le Pew, which I think is a little bit up for debate in these days, Pepe Le Pew. But
leave it in its time.
Arthur or Franklin, obviously great ones there. Whoever this is, they didn't tell us their name, but they said, I have a soft spot for them from when I was a kid. I agree with that one. I used to read all of the Franklin books. Loved that. Kelly wrote in and said Tasmanian Devil and Peter Griffin. And Shelley from Regina saying my favorite cartoon character is Bugs Bunny. So a lot of variation in today's answers. Thank you so much for writing in. We want to share yours, though. We want you to write in and say your favorite cartoon character. Text us at 10400. Standard message rates may apply, or you can scan that QR code on your screen right now. We're going to share some more answers in about 1 hour.
Home Depot cut its full-year earnings guidance, warning that some unsteady consumers are hitting the pause button on big-ticket home purchases. The world's largest home improvement retailer said it expects adjusted earnings per share to decline 5% from a year ago, lower than its previous forecast. The company says its profit and comparable sales came in lower than expected in the last quarter, citing the overall weakness in the housing market and a lack of storms that hampered demand in roofing, generators, and other categories. Barrick Mining, one of the world's largest gold producers, is allegedly weighing a potential breakup of the company. The split would create two companies, one centered on North America, another housing operations across Africa and Asia. Reuters first reported on the rumor, citing 4 people familiar with the internal board discussion. The media outlet noted that neither a Barrick spokesperson nor interim CEO Mark Hill would comment. The latter said that the company does not respond to market speculation. Amazon is set to raise $15 billion from its first U.S. dollar bond offering in 3 years as technology companies race to fund artificial intelligence infrastructure with jumbo debt sales. The proceeds of the deal, which topped initial estimates by $3 billion, will be used for everything from acquisitions and capital expenditures to share buybacks, according to people with knowledge of the matter. At the peak, the bond attracted about $80 billion worth of demand. Monday's sale comes after Google's parent company, Alphabet, earlier this month sold $25 billion in debt in the U.S. and Europe. Meta Platforms issued a $30 billion corporate bond issuance last month, the biggest such offering of the year, while Oracle raised $18 billion through high-grade notes in September. Those are your morning business headlines. For B&M Bloomberg, I'm Roger Peterson.
Time for your morning mystery. 3 clues to get it right. We are told it is a thing. It is a thing. At least the prompter says it about 4 times. The first modern one of these was made in 1908 in Bolzano in northern Italy. Clue 2. The one in Whistler is one of the highest of its kind with the longest unsupported span. Kayleen, that's close to your home. Ranked among the safest forms of transportation in the world. What is it?
Oh.
It's close to your home.
Oh, I got changed. Okay.
I don't think I'm going to get this one.
No?
No.
Don't just draw a question mark. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Then I'll draw nothing.
Don't just do it. Don't just do it. Come on, give me something.
I want to phone a friend. I want to be able to phone a friend for the morning mystery. I'm going to phone Daryl. You're my friend.
Chairlift.
Gondola. Is that the answer? Okay, I phoned a friend, and now I submit gondola.
This is what I'm working with. Gondola.
Disqualified.
I used my resources.
From the Calgary suburb of Okotoks, you could get to Banff where there is a gondola.
I've been in a lot of these gondolas before, but no, I did not think about that.
That is your morning mystery.
Safest?
Huh.
Hello there, Adam Scully here inside the TSN Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Monday. And for it, we go to Toronto. Hornets and the Raptors. Brandon Ingram takes it to the rim and throws down the massive jam on Ryan Kalkbrenner, the 7-footer that couldn't do anything to stop Ingram on that play. Puts him on a poster. Get a game high 27, highlighted by that monster dunk. And it is your must-see moment from Monday. And tonight on TSN, international friendly, Canada taking on Venezuela. Pre-game begins at 7:30 Eastern. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
All right, let's take a look at this updated school day forecast brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zones safe. So we have actually gone down in terms of that temperature in Saskatoon in the past few minutes. So now we're down to 1 degree. We do still have that chance of getting just a little bit of precipitation later on in the morning. So be prepared for that. 0 degrees right now in Regina. We do have some clouds to start the day. By lunch in Regina, 3 degrees. We should at that time start to see that system pushing away from the city. 2 degrees by lunch in Saskatoon, 5 by final bell in Regina, and 3 by final bell in Saskatoon. Let's take a look at those gas prices now. The common price to fill up in Regina, $124.9. The lowest you might find is $109.9. In Saskatoon, the common price, $119.9. The lowest you might find, though, is $115.9. Farm markets this morning, the street price of canola starting at $594.72 per ton, and the futures price at $654 even per ton. Amber Durum wheat at $285.94 per ton, and red spring wheat starting the day at $252.95 per ton. And the Canadian dollar trading down this morning, currently sitting at 71.25 cents US. Coming up after the break, what Saskatchewan residents could see, or when they can see rather, another option when it comes to healthcare.
7:30 on the nose. Welcome to your morning, Saskatchewan. The Saskatchewan Roughriders will celebrate their Grey Cup championship with their fans with a parade today. But yesterday, they arrived to Mosaic Stadium to a hero's welcome. Here's Jacob Carr.
The 112th Grey Cup champions, Saskatchewan Roughriders!
The morning after the Riders hoisted the Grey Cup and green and white confetti flute at Princess Auto Stadium, fans of the team were eager to get their hands on some Grey Cup merch at the Rider store.
T-shirts.
Whether it was Grey Cup champions hats or T-shirts, the clothing was flying off the shelves.
What a great game. It was good to watch. Let's get word at the end there, though.
And as players made their way back to Mosaic Stadium, Rider Nation was there to greet them, some saying that they couldn't miss this opportunity to welcome the team home.
I went down to Winnipeg on Friday, drove from Saskatoon 8 hours, but had to come, so on my way back home, I had to come support them.
Then it was time for some of the riders to deliver speeches and get the crowd fired up.
Play hard and win hard, baby!
To say we only got 5, well, guess what? How many did they get this year?
Next up for the green and white is the Grey Cup Parade, and for some, it'll be a first-time experience, even if they've been covering local sports for 40-plus years.
I've been to Grey Cup parades with my mom in Toronto in 76, 78, Montreal 79, 81, Toronto in 80. You know, the Grey Cup parade preceding the game. I've never been to a Ryder Grey Cup victory parade, and so I'll take one off the bucket list tomorrow.
Jacob Carr, CTV News, Regina.
Saskatchewan residents now have another option for receiving primary health care. The province will allow 19 nurse practitioners to establish clinics across the province with services covered by Medicare. The first office opened in Regina Monday. The nurse practitioners will provide services similar to a family doctor, including referrals for tests and specialist care.
So it's a contract between the Ministry of Health and the individual nurse practitioner. Nurse practitioners can choose to team up like they have in this clinic here and like they are in a couple of other communities around the province. There's a minimum requirement of a panel of 800 patients, and then further incentives if the nurse practitioners offer appointments in the evenings or on weekends and panel more patients. So again, really exciting to see how nurse practitioners are playing a larger role.
The government will soon expand the pilot project to 30 nurse practitioners. There will be no charge to patients who visit the clinics. City of Prince Albert's 2026 general fund budget, which includes a proposed increase of $4.4 million funded by this year's increase in property tax, will be evaluated by Budget Committee. City says the proposed 2026 budget includes $2.1 million in spending cuts across all departments following an internal spending review. The final determination of how these changes affect taxes for you, the resident, will occur after the budget is approved.
We had, a rough year. We know that we had to, accommodate increases that maybe we didn't get from previous years, but we can't continue that same trajectory. Frankly, what we are really needing to do is increase our commercial and industrial footprint.
Notable expenses in the proposed budget include $1 million for the 6th Avenue Viaduct Bridge reconstruction. Today, the U.S. House of Representatives could take a significant step in voting to release the Jeffrey Epstein files. The Trump administration has been pushing for months to avoid the vote from happening, but over the weekend, he flipped his stance. Nicole D'Antonio reports.
Today, House lawmakers planning to vote on legislation forcing the Justice Department to release files related to the criminal investigation of convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. President Trump now says he would sign a bill to release the FBI files, despite spending months trying to prevent it. Republican Thomas Massie and Democrat Ro Khanna have been pushing for transparency from the start, building an unlikely bipartisan coalition of Trump's MAGA supporters and progressives.
We built a kind of coalition that said it's time to get rid of the Epstein class. This is the most horrific, disgusting scandal in American history.
When lawmakers returned from the shutdown, they were greeted by new details from a number of Epstein emails with Trump's name mentioned several times, including claims that Trump had spent hours at Epstein's house with a sex trafficking victim and that he, quote, knew about the girls. In one email from 2017, Epstein writing, "I have met some very bad people, none as bad as Trump, not one decent cell in his body, so yes, dangerous." In a 2018 text to an unidentified person, Epstein claiming, quote, "I am the one who's able to take him down." ABC's Mary Bruce speaking with one of the survivors.
Do you think these files will ever see the light of day?
I wouldn't be here if I didn't believe that was possible. I do believe it's possible, and I do think that people will demand that it happens.
And ahead of the House vote today, survivors of Jeffrey Epstein will speak in front of the Capitol, calling on lawmakers to take action and release the files. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
An animal sanctuary in BC is asking the Canadian Food Inspection Agency to spare its peacocks after an avian flu outbreak forced the culling of 15 birds. Critterland in Summerland say they immediately shut down their farm after several chickens tested positive for H5N1 a few weeks ago. They say their peacocks have been completely isolated from the affected areas and have no direct contact with other birds. The sanctuary says they are still waiting for the CFIA to make its decision. Fewer snowbirds Experts say they'll be heading south this winter, with many looking to spend the season overseas instead. An online poll from Snowbird Advisor shows a 15% drop in the number of Canadians planning to head stateside. Meanwhile, the number of residents planning to travel to Mexico, Spain, or other warm destinations nearly doubled. More than half say they are skipping a trip to the U.S. this year. Local families will receive a boost this holiday season thanks to the efforts of Saskatchewan organizations. Operation Santa launched Monday in Saskatoon at the White Buffalo Youth Lodge. 16 nonprofit organizations will take part in adopting a family program, which will provide hampers filled with food, winter clothing, and more.
The goal is still 750. We do know we're going to go well and above that number. And it's all referral-based is one of the things about Operation Santa. It's referral-based because the organizations that work on the ground know their families. It's anonymous. They don't know they're getting any hampers. They don't know they're getting any surprises during the holiday season.
Operation Santa has been running for more than 10 years now. Keelan, has your daughter decided what she wants for Christmas? What did she ask Santa for the other day?
Well, we're going with a nice new toddler set of table and chairs, I think is what she's asking for. So we'll see, because we go over to her little toddler friend's houses and she likes those. So I think that's what we're going with. What about your kids?
Aria's too young. Mateo is into Bluey Lego all of a sudden.
Oh, okay.
That's top of the list.
All right, top of the list. Okay, lots to get to, though, in the weather center. So Saskatoon right now waking up to 1 degree. That is a little bit down from what we were seeing just a few minutes ago. In Regina, waking up to 0 degrees. Both cities seeing just a little bit of those clouds to start the day. Winds coming in around 20 kilometers per hour for the time being. The radar and satellite showing quite a bit of activity on it, though, from overnight. So roads very likely to be a little bit wet this morning. Very slick around the Parkland region, where we saw that rain actually freezing. So definitely take care out on those roads this morning. This is not the morning to be rushing. We do still see the last little bit of that system as well. So areas northeast of Swift Current seeing some of that rain currently, and then going to be tracking eastward. Regina very likely going to be seeing just a little bit of precipitation, so it's not going to be a lot of precipitation. And then it's going to be right over top of Yorkton for into the late part of the evening hours. Now we're talking about tomorrow. So we're going to start seeing some more flurries coming in from Alberta, tracking eastward. Saskatoon and Regina going to be seeing those flurries into the morning hours and then pushing off for the afternoon as we start to see that heavy amount of cloud cover clearing. So that's also nice to see. If you're wondering just how much rain, well, by the early afternoon, Regina expecting about 3 millimeters and 3 millimeters for Moose Jaw rather as well. Yorkton 1 millimeter. However, that number is going to go up ever so slightly for Yorkton and the Battlefords into those overnight hours. Now today's forecast showing that Swift Current will be reaching 4 degrees, Moose Jaw up to 6 degrees, 7 degrees for Weyburn, 7 degrees for Estevan, and Yorkton up to 4 degrees, 1 degree expected for Prince Albert. Your 7-day forecast showing that we don't have a lot of precipitation in it other than what we're seeing for tomorrow morning with those flurries. Other than that, there's just a few evenings later on into the weekend where we could be seeing some precipitation overnight, but for the afternoons into the weekend, we're seeing positive temperatures and a lot of sunshine. For Saskatoon, we're seeing temperatures drop slightly tomorrow down to about 1 degree, -1 on Thursday, 3 degrees on Friday, 5 degrees on Saturday, 3 degrees on Sunday, and then 1 degree on Monday.
Crime Stoppers is brought to you by Leak Audiology, helping you live well with better hearing.
The incident happened on October the 23rd, 2025 at around 11 p.m. on a 4900 block of Gordon Road. A man entered a business and demanded money from the person watching a cash register. The suspect is described as a man, Caucasian, wearing a black and white hoodie, a black ball cap, sunglasses, black pants, and white and black Nike sneakers. He had a scarf covering the lower half of his face.
I'm Belton Johnson, board member with Regina Crime Stoppers. Did you know Crime Stoppers would pay up to $2,000 cash rewards for information on this or any other serious crime in Regina? Callers do not have to identify themselves. Calls are not traced or recorded. In Regina, Saskatchewan, and Canada, call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. That's 1-800-222-8477. You can also access our website at www.reginacrimestoppers.ca. Remember, our community suffers when you remain silent. Please report crime.
Here's what's happening in our community. Christmas in November, specifically on September 22nd. It's a Saturday, starts at 10 a.m. 125 3rd Avenue North in Yorkton. There's a bake sale and raffle involved. 16th Annual Lions Craft Sale, Sunday, November 23rd, starts at 11 a.m. This is happening at the Boreen Community Center out in Esterhazy. Pierogi and Meatballs Fall Supper happens Sunday, November 23rd at 5 p.m. out in Sturgis at the Grace United Church. Call 306-547-7068. If you'd like your event shown here, simple. All you got to do is email us, reginacommunity@bellmedia.ca, at least 2 weeks in advance.
It's one of the best parts of the week where we check in with the Regina Humane Society and see who we're featuring this week. Bill Thorne, good morning. Who do you have with you?
I have a little sweetheart here this morning. This is Sagittarius. She's only 11 weeks old, so she was born right around Labor Day or so when the riders were kicking the Bombers in the Labor Day Classic. And she is in a kennel with a sibling and a couple other kittens, and I'll tell you, it's like a little carnival in there, or circus or something like that. Just playing like crazy, although she seemed to be the calmest one, and she just kind of caught my eye this morning. All white, she's got about a dozen little gray hairs on the top of her head here, but other than that, she is pure white and very, very good. Her name is Sagittarius as well.
Oh, Sagittarius, we really hope you can find your forever home. If people want to help out animals like Sagittarius from the Regina Humane Society, I know the holidays are coming up. Let's get to your wish list in just a moment, but let's start off first with that holiday lottery.
Yeah, our holiday lottery is well underway. You've got until the end of November, the 30th, to purchase tickets, and it'll allow you to win anywhere between $100 and $2,000 every single day in December. But a reminder again, you do need to get those tickets by the end of the month, and every purchase helps animals like Sagittarius here. We have a number of cats right now too, so adoption is also a way you can help if you're looking to add to the family member this holiday season.
All right, and of course that wish list, everybody has a wish list when it comes to Christmas, but that is also for organizations as well. What are you guys hoping for?
Well, you know, this is a very busy time and a very important time of year for us fundraising-wise, and we have a lot going on. We have our Home for the Holidays open house and Santa Paws workshop coming up November 29th from 1 to 3 p.m. here at the shelter. And people can also enjoy the activities we've got. You can make toys for the animals. We've got choirs singing, but also you can bring something for the animals. That could be food or treats. And things that we are always in need of are things like wet dog and cat food, leashes, crates that are gently used, that type of thing. Bleach is another thing. Liquid laundry soap. We go through an awful lot of laundry here, and that helps us keep everything all nice and clean for the pets.
All right, Bill, thank you so much, and good luck to Sagittarius on finding her forever home.
I hope so. Thanks.
Wardrobe consideration by Colin O'Brien Man's Shop, defining contemporary style for over 20 years.
Let's head back out to Janella Pye, teeing up the Grey Cup Parade in downtown Regina this morning. Janelle.
Hi, good morning. That's right. A very fun, very exciting day ahead of us here in Regina. That Grey Cup Parade is expected to start about 2 p.m. this afternoon, so fans can start to gather around Albert Street on that Green Mile. Now, those fans will be moving down 13th Avenue through 20th Avenue as well, down at the Legislative this morning, which is exactly where the parade is wrapping up. Lots of fun expected by the time you get down here as well. So we are expecting to see Trevor Harris and Corey Mays both here making speeches to wrap up the parade in general. Now, riders are also going to be a part of this. Really fun, really exciting. But with all of this fun, of course, comes safety measures. We are asking that residents here do avoid some of those fan-heavy areas as they walk through the city for the parade. Now, again, those drivers are also expected to dodge some of those spots as well. For the fans fans attending, make sure you're not crowding residential streets, especially close to that Mosaic Stadium. As I said, lots of fun. We are expecting to see quite a few fans coming down. Very exciting that Grey Cup is making an appearance as well. So make sure you're heading on down for about 2 p.m. on that Green Mile Strip. You will be landing right here at the Legislative Building. Again, Trevor Harris and Corey Mace here will also be making those speeches. That Grey Cup making an appearance. Don't miss out on all this fun coming up this afternoon. With that fun, make sure you're being safe.
All right, Janelle, looking forward to it. It's going to be a great time. Go Riders.
It's November 18th, and we have these milestones to share with you. We'll start off with a belated birthday wish going out to Matthew. He was celebrating yesterday. Happy birthday. We hope it was a great one. Enjoy being 1 year older. Another belated birthday wish going out to Vinaya. We hope you had a fabulous 51st birthday with love from your friends and family. And celebrating her 3rd birthday is Elissa Jade. Happy birthday. Lots of love from your mom, dad, Evan, Emmett, Grandma Rain, and Cookham Christine. Also celebrating her 3rd birthday is Penny. Have a wonderful birthday, Penny. You have so many people sending you love today, including your mom, dad, Lane, and both of your grandmas and papas. And finally, happy birthday wishes also going out to Charlotte. We hope it's a great day for you. This shout out coming with love from Auntie Lori and Eric. If you have anything that you would like to celebrate coming up, send us your milestones to yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca. But please make sure you send those in 1 day in advance.
Every time you steal Chase's show and I steal your show, I get to give stuff away. Do you get to give stuff away today?
Heck yeah, I do. Well, a chance to possibly go to Mexico with Dean Brody. Boots on the beach. We'll call 2 more names coming up at 9 o'clock. And then again with Darian this afternoon at 3. And then chance to play Impossible Question of the Day. We're not playing for prize today, but we're playing for my love and my admiration, which you should be clamoring for. My love. If you want to play, we'll be doing that coming up at 9. But since you're here, I'll tell you the question right now, our useless question of the day. The average woman will do this 25 times before Christmas. Huh. What do you think it is? Tell me. Light up the text line, 54321. Again, you're playing for my love. So have at it, please.
Christmas. Oh, my, clean the house? What do you, Kaylin, what do you think?
Wrong, but you still get my love, though.
Kaylin's saying Christmas shop?
Nope.
Okay, well, we're clamoring. We're over here clamoring.
For my love, please.
Affection,
I love you anyways,
okay.
even if you get it wrong.
All right, bye.
Bye.
It's officially holiday season, at least according to Mariah Carey. The All I Want for Christmas singer has released a new vinyl printing of her 2010 holiday album, Merry Christmas to You, and is out with a festive video starring comedian Billy Eichner. The cast of Wicked for Good reaching the end of the Yellow Brick Road. Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande brought their magic to New York City for the film's final premiere Monday night, alongside their co-stars and director John M. Chu, who says the message of the film is needed now.
Isn't that the great thing about timeless stories, that they're always timely? It's about humanity and what happens when you have powerful and powerless, and the tendencies that we head towards.
Wicked for Good hits theaters on November 21st. Moana is getting a live-action remake, and the first trailer is now out. It stars newcomer Catherine Lagaya in the title role, and Dwayne Johnson will reprise his role as Maui from the original animated film. The live-action film by Walt Disney Animation Studios comes out in July of next year. Disney is the parent company of ABC. And happy birthday to Owen Wilson. The actor known for his roles in comedies like Zoolander and Wedding Crashers is 57. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Sherry Preston, ABC News.
I also just want to say, Entertainment forgot to mention that it's Danny DeVito's birthday.
Ooh, maybe you get a sub today.
Happy birthday, Danny DeVito.
Okay.
All right, sidebar time. This queen has the fashion life figured out. dressed up for a fancy dinner. She knows how to embrace the look, strutting down the sidewalk like a fashion icon.
What? She got a unicorn?
I like that she has someone to open the car door for her.
What is that on the front there? Is that a hat or is that some sort of unicorn tusk?
It looks like it. Wow.
It's called fashion, Daryl. You wouldn't get it.
Is she on her way to the Met Gala?
Yeah, I was going to say, get this girl on the Met Gala carpet.
Is she a narwhal? I'm not sure. Here's a look at some of the dance moves Jeremy used to bust out in the 90s. Forget the 90s. I think I saw you do this last week.
Oh, yeah.
90s? No, this is too advanced for me.
Daryl and I are going to do this in the commercial break.
I can do that, I think.
No, it's pretty easy. I'll teach you.
I can be the stoic guy on the side that tells you, time out, we're back after this. It's Tuesday, November 18th. The Saskatchewan Roughriders will celebrate their Grey Cup championship with a parade today.
I'm going to vote yes. For the country, for the planet.
There will be no holiday election after the Liberals received enough support and abstentions to pass its budget.
Again, really exciting to see how nurse practitioners are playing a larger role.
Saskatchewan residents now have another option for receiving primary health care. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. We hope your Tuesday is off to a great start.
Going to be a chilly one out there if you're heading to the parade. Janelle Lepai is out there along the parade route letting us know everything we need to know about it, except for the forecast.
Yeah, so about 5 degrees today for Regina, 3 degrees for Saskatoon. We do have a little bit of rain on the way for the morning. Don't worry, according to our radar right now, it is going to be pushing away from the city for parade time.
I'm surprised that the Riders didn't put anything out on social media, like a letter from Corey Mace, you know, the doctor's note excusing you from work for a couple hours so you can do the parade. Let's get to news. We'll get to you in just a minute. Thank you, Kayleen. There will not be a holiday election after the Liberals narrowly survived a crucial vote on the budget. Abigail Biman has reaction.
Yeas pour 170, 170. Nays contre 168, 163.
A Liberal minority government on the razor's edge of a majority, 170 seats to the opposition's combined 173, survives this budget confidence test with a tight vote result.
This is not about us. This is about Canadians. And the vast, vast, vast majority of Canadians want us to try to make this parliament work. They do not want an election.
2 of 7 NDP MPs abstained from voting, Gord Johns and Laurie Idloot. So did 2 Conservatives, Shannon Stubbs, whose office said she was on approved medical leave, and Matt Generou, who announced his resignation after floor crossing rumors.
Mr. Speaker, I was unable to use my app. I would like to vote no.
2 more Conservative MPs initially appeared to have abstained, citing technical difficulties, including House Leader Andrew Scheer.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I had technical difficulty. I would like to vote no.
They were both in the House as well. So one could possibly surmise that maybe they were waiting to see which way the vote was going to go themselves before they decided if they were going to abstain or if they were going to vote against it.
The only opposition member to vote with the government?
Can he confirm here on the floor of this House that in passing this budget, the government is committed to holding to as far below 2 degrees as possible?
Green Party leader Elizabeth May, who said this exchange in question period.
I can confirm to this House that we will respect our Paris commitments for climate change and we're determined to achieve them.
Was enough to win her support for this one vote. It all boils down to the minority Liberal government surviving for now, avoiding a Christmas election. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
Later today, the Prime Minister will hold an official welcoming ceremony for the King and Queen of Sweden. The three-day state visit by the Swedish royal family comes amid deepening ties between Canada and Sweden. The country recently joined NATO and is part of the military alliance in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. This also comes as Swedish defense firm Saab is considering whether or not it should start building fighter jets here. After that, the Prime Minister will depart for the United Arab Emirates for a bilateral meeting aimed at expanding economic partnerships between the two countries. He will then travel to South Africa for the G20 Leaders Summit. There the Prime Minister will be working to deepen Canada's partnerships in energy, trade, and defense. It, of course, is Parade Day here in Saskatchewan for the riders and their fans. Nobody's having more fun than Kian Schaefer-Baker, I promise you. The team got the party started yesterday when they arrived with the Grey Cup to Mosaic Stadium, and it'll continue with a parade today before going to the Legislative Building. Here's a look at the parade route. It will end up at the Ledge at 3 o'clock. Parking not available. If you can't make it to the parade, we will be broadcasting it live at ctvnewsregina.ca. Saskatoon could become one of the smallest cities in Canada with a dedicated transit police. Jeremy Dodge, we've been talking about transit on this show for a long, long time now.
Yeah, and City Council is going to debate, Daryl, on spending more than $1.5 million for transit police. It would entail 9 officers and 2 patrol cars dedicated to transit when they meet for budget deliberations next week. The debate comes as the transit union says its drivers are spending more time dealing with social disorder and safety on buses. Of 17 cities examined by administration, only those with populations of 1 million people had police officers dedicated to transit. The riders feel if the city is going to roll out a $250 million bus rapid transit program in 2028, safety should come first.
Let's get this dealt with and things working smoothly before we go full tilt into the BRT in 2028. You're going to spend that amount of money. Let's invest a little more into safety.
A report from Winnipeg last week says fare enforcement on its buses has helped recoup up to $10 million it loses in unpaid fares every year. Saskatoon does not enforce fare payment. A Court of King's Bench justice will now decide who pulled the trigger in a Saskatoon murder case. 28-year-old Andrew Rosenfeld charged with second-degree murder in the death of his girlfriend, 20-year-old Nikera Brown. The defense says Brown died by suicide, arguing she had a history of suicidal ideation and that her gunshot wound is consistent with a self-inflicted injury. It also says there were no signs of a struggle. The Crown says there's no evidence Brown was suicidal that night and that she didn't fight Rosenfeld because she didn't believe he would kill her. The prosecution called the relationship tumultuous and says Rosenfeld overheard a call with Brown's brother about plans to leave, then reported her death to 911 a minute later. A date to deliver the verdict has not yet been set. Daryl, Regina's Planning Commission discussing housing this morning.
Yeah, taking a different approach by proposing manufactured homes be allowed in all areas of the city. See our D'Souza Butts with the reaction.
For months, Glen Elm Retirement Community Residents Association has been looking for a solution to help manufactured homeowners in Regina.
At the beginning of this year, our community, Glen Elm, had 150 families. Today, we have 33 that are left on this site.
After numerous residents were evicted from Glen Elm Park and forced to move their manufactured homes elsewhere, the group has been working with city officials for months to find a sustainable solution for residents with mobile homes. Now, that is becoming a reality.
Asked the folks in the planning department to take a look at the entire circumstance. And they've done a lot of work, a lot of research, and have come back with a formal recommendation that, hey, anyone should be able to buy a lot anywhere in the city of Regina and be able to move a manufactured home onto it. Why not?
Currently, manufactured homeowners are only allowed on properties designated for residential manufactured home zones, one in Glen Elm and one in Argyle Park. However, if approved, the bylaw would allow manufactured homes be permitted in all residential zone neighborhoods within city limits.
Of course, we were hoping that this process could have happened faster, but in all fairness, it is happening within a 6-month cycle. So I think you cannot complain that the city has not been responsive to this.
The recommendation will be brought forward to Regina City Council on Wednesday for final approval. Sierra D'Souza Butts, CTV News, Regina.
The Tim Hortons Smile Cookie campaign is back. The launch party took place at the new Tim Hortons located on Chuka Boulevard in Regina. All proceeds go to charity. 50% to the Tim Hortons Foundation camps, 50% to Airlo Sport Venture.
It's a crazy week, a lot of cookie making. You can see today with our special guests, it's maybe not the easiest thing to make these cookies. That's maybe why sometimes you don't see the perfect smile on them when you get them. But our team is super engaged. They love the week. They know that all the proceeds go to local charities and the Tim's camp, so they're happy to help out.
The cookies cost about $2 each. Local families will receive a boost this holiday season thanks to the efforts of Saskatchewan organizations like Operation Santa, which launched Monday morning at the White Buffalo Youth Lodge in Saskatoon. 16 nonprofit organizations will take part in the Adopt a Family program, which will provide hampers filled with food, winter clothing, and other essential items. Organizers say providing people with essentials is important with the growing number of families in need.
The goal is still $750. We do know we're going to go well and above that number. And it's all referral-based is one of the things about Operation Santa. It's referral-based because the organizations that work on the ground know their families. It's anonymous. They don't know they're getting any hampers. They don't know they're getting any surprises during the holiday season.
Operation Santa has been running for more than 10 years now. We turn our attention to the Weather Center. And Kayleen Sawatsky, good morning.
Good morning. Well, the sun is working hard to make its way up in the sky this morning. Not fully up, but you can probably make your way outside and see a nice sunrise this morning. 0 degrees still in Regina. Mix of sun and clouds to start the day. Winds have been going down, so that's nice to see. 1 degree to wake us up in Saskatoon right now. Again, the sun not fully up yet. Some clouds to start the day and winds coming in at 15 kilometers per hour to start the day, and not really going to be increasing all too much for the afternoon. So this is also really nice to see. Typically in the past few days, we've been seeing this screen just light up in blue with those stronger wind gusts. Today, nice and calm for those winds. Radar and satellite, though, showing that the winds are not the only thing that we're considering this morning. It's that precipitation that we saw overnight, making the roads very slick. So take your time out there for your morning commute. Still seeing some of that later on into the afternoon as well. Current temperatures now, though, -8 to wake us up in Buffalo Narrows. South End starting the day at -2. 0 degrees for Melfort, 1 degree for Hudson Bay. Down towards the south, we're seeing a lot more of those areas into those positive temperatures now. So 2 degrees in East End, Swift Current, Moose Jaw, Assiniboia. Down in the negatives, though, Weyburn -9 and Estevan at -2. Today's forecast with those temperatures showing 4 degrees with some of that rain for Swift Current. Moose Jaw also going to be seeing some very light precipitation, about 3 millimeters expected. 6 degrees, though, this afternoon. Regina, the chance of getting that rain has actually been going down, so that's been really nice to see. It was 40% when we woke up. Now it's down to 30%, but we are seeing it most definitely pushing away from the city before that parade starts, so that's nice to see. 7 degrees today with those clouds for Weyburn, and 7 degrees also with that cloud cover for Estevan. Let's take a look at this 5-day forecast now. So tomorrow we do have some flurries on the way for the early morning hours. Should be pushing away in the later parts of the afternoon, where we will still be seeing some of that cloud cover, though. Temperatures dropping down to about 3 degrees. 1 degree on Thursday with that sunshine expected. 6 degrees on Friday, a mix of sun and cloud. And then on Saturday, again, a mix of sun and cloud, 6 degrees. So we're seeing some positive temperatures into the weekend. 3 degrees today will be the high for Saskatoon with that cloud cover. Again, we could be seeing some of that flurries into the late evening hours, so I wouldn't recommend any night drives tonight with those flurries on the way. Continuing on into Wednesday morning, 1 degree tomorrow, -1 on Thursday, and then popping right back up into those positive temperatures for Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday as well.
this date in 1986, the Ontario legislature passed a bill extending government services in French to almost all of Ontario. November 18, 1993, the U.S. House of Representatives approved the North American Free Trade Agreement. And November 18, 1916, British Commander-in-Chief Douglas Haig calls a halt to his army's offensive near the Somme River in the northwestern France, ending the Battle of the Somme.
A fast track to the future was on display in Abu Dhabi on the weekend, where driverless cars raced for the championship. It was a dramatic 20-lap grand finale. The Technical University of Munich secured the title, reaching speeds of 250 kilometers an hour against 5 other AI-powered cars, including 2 that did not finish. Another event pitted former Formula One driver Daniil Kvyat against an AI race car. The AI vehicle given 10 seconds a head start and just pulled out the win in a 10-lap race.
Jeez.
So what are our thoughts on this?
We're not going to have any jobs, and now we're not going to have any fun. So what are we doing here? Why are we...
I mean, isn't it rather dangerous for humans? I mean, I'd rather let a hunk of metal go and do it than risk a human, right?
Yeah, I wish one of those cars would have hit that robot holding the green flag. Who is your favorite cartoon character is our question of the day. It's the anniversary of Steamboat Willie being released in New York City.
Yeah, okay, so we're talking about some amazing characters. A lot of love for Looney Tunes this morning. Something that I definitely remember from my childhood loving as well. RJ in LaRange saying favorite character is Foghorn. Anybody want to do that impersonation for me right
Leghorn?
now? No, anybody want to do the...
I'll say, boy.
Yes.
Thank you, Jeremy. I was wondering if either of you would do it. I appreciate that. We also had another answer saying Jem, She-Ra, Smurfette, Teddy Ruxpin, Yosemite Sam, Roadrunner, Coyote, Elmer Fudd, and Bugs Bunny. The 80s and the 90s had so many great cartoons. Some more love on the board for Charlie Brown from Donna. Another favorite, especially going into the Christmas season. There's nothing like watching Charlie Brown's Christmas, right?
You gotta watch the staples.
Yeah. Denise saying Mickey Mouse, happy birthday to that character. Rhonda saying SpongeBob is a favorite character. My kids loved watching it, and he's just a happy-go-lucky little character.
And Homer Simpson said Nathan. Really nice to
Nathan said Homer Simpson. I hope that's because he thinks back to university when him and I used to play Simpsons Hit and Run together.
Oh, okay.
Nice little cartoon game.
Yeah. All over the place.
Margie saying Fred, and then another anonymous answer coming in saying Fred Flintstone. Thank you so much for all of your answers today. What a fun question of the day.
Now to a piece of technology that's being used to help stroke survivors recover. It's a nerve implant that allows patients to regain some of what they lost after their stroke. Desiree Montilla has the story.
Day by day, Debbie Robertson is rising above the odds.
Using all the strength you have so that you can maybe recoup some of what you've lost.
For more than 2.5 years, Debbie has been working hard to get back to her normal routine after suffering a stroke in 2023.
I can go 2 ways with this. I can be feeling sorry for myself and not try and just dry up and blow away. Or I can give it all that I know how to give.
This mindset is playing a pivotal role in Debbie's recovery as she regains her speech.
The doctors didn't think that was going to happen. In fact, they told my daughters that I was lucky to be alive.
The next task at hand is getting mobility back in her arms and hands, a mission becoming reality through a new type of technology, a nerve implant called Vivistem.
It's surgically implanted on the left side of the chest, sort of similar to like a pacemaker. And vagus nerve implants have been used for 20 to 30 years for managing treating epilepsy. But in the past few years, it's been approved by the FDA for upper extremity rehabilitation.
Michaela Taraka works closely with Debbie at Sheltering Arms Institute. The device is a critical part of her occupational therapy sessions.
Whenever she goes to do a functional movement like grasping or pinching, I trigger the stimulation to turn on, and it sends a little stimulation up through her vagus nerve.
One of those exercises is how to put kitchenware into the cabinet. Skills Taraka says is becoming a part of Debbie's life once again.
I think this is just another opportunity for patients to access a technology that could help them, gain those skills that they really want to get back.
A journey Debbie is embracing as she gets back on her feet with the power to overcome.
Moving forward, I feel like has brought me life. That's what it means to me here, my life.
Health Report, brought to you in part by Saskatchewan Blue Cross, protecting your health since 1946.
Let's go check back in with Mike Siona, who has spent his morning in Prince Albert. Mike.
Well, here we are with Ashley Bober again, talking about Unity Sweepstakes at the Prince Albert SPCA with this little cutie, Howleen, right? Tell me first and foremost about this wonderful dog.
Yeah, so this is Howleen. She is one of 11 puppies that we have right now. Her mama and litter mates are not quite yet ready for adoption. She's still got some growing left to do, but we sure enjoy snuggling her because she's sure cute.
Amazing. And obviously all the work that you guys do here is facilitated and helped by the money that you and there's 7, soon to be 11 different charitable organizations across the province of Saskatchewan that benefit from Unity Sweepstakes. And there's draws every Tuesday, and then we're getting close to the end of the month here, so there's a big monthly draw. Yeah. How does it all work?
Yeah, so every Tuesday there is early bird draws, and the last Tuesday of every month there is the grand prize draw. The person who wins the grand prize draw will then have a chance to flip it and double their winnings. So there's a lot of opportunities to win. We definitely encourage people to get their tickets as early as they can in the month, because then they have more chances, more draws that they're entered into.
Fantastic. I love that. And obviously, I mean, you guys just gave away $100,000 on our program. How cool is that? What did it feel like to you to be able to fork over that check?
You know what? It's so exciting to be able to be a part of this, and also just to see such incredible people and very deserving people to win such a great amount of money, and to also just have the support from people is just incredible, because Megan was very generous in supporting the Prince Albert SPCA to support with the ticket sales, and it all goes towards animals like this little one, so it means a lot to us.
Absolutely love it. UnitySweepstakes.ca for all the details on tickets and timing and everything else. Thanks very much.
Thanks.
Regina has made history welcoming their first Indigenous Chancellor. Former Chief of Cowessess First Nation and local businessman Cadmus DeLorme was inaugurated into the role as Chancellor, and he's with us this morning in studio. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Dale.
Let's talk about, first and foremost, what it means to you to be the Chancellor of this organization.
Yeah, thank you. I'm a proud alumni of the University of Regina and the First Nations University of Canada, one of the colleges. I got an undergraduate degree in business. I got a master's degree in the Johnson Shiama School of Public Policy. I did a little bit of accreditation through the Levine. So to sit up there as Chancellor and to be the one that leads the ceremonies, that accredits the degrees, it's an honor.
The conversations that you want to have over the next couple of years was a focal point when you got inaugurated. Tell us about why that's important to you.
The university is a very unique governance structure. It's legislated by the government of Saskatchewan, and so there's 2 parts. There's the Board of Governors, and then there's the Senate. So I chair the Senate now. That's what the Chancellor does. So the Senate is made up of 95 people around our province, different professions, different backgrounds, different businesses, non-for-profits, and then your deans. And so those conversations, you can really shift and pivot how higher learning works. Today, reconciliation is a normal conversation. Employers want our graduates to have, AI understanding, international affairs, international student relationships, reconciliation. So It's such an honor to sit there now and chair that meeting to make sure that you have a very broad discussion.
And as we talked about before, representation matters. So now you get to sit at the forefront, and you've got some cool pieces that you're going to wear over time.
That's right. You know, I'm a proud Saskatchewanian, but I'm also a proud Indigenous person. And, you know, and to sit there as the Chancellor of the University of Regina, the 10th Chancellor, I also get to showcase my identity.
So what is on this regalia?
Yeah, so Thomas Benjo beaded this for me. It is what you call a stole. You put it over your cape when you are in a graduation. So it has my 12 years of school. I went to Broadview, Ochapowace. I graduated in Cowes. My 5 years of First Nations University of Canada, where I got my undergraduate degree. My Johnson Shiama School of Public Policy. My little stint with Levine. But then I went 4 generations in my maternal side. My great-great-grandma Gracie, my great-grandma Maggie, my grandma Evelyn, and my mom all sit over my shoulder. My mom and dad are right here, my wife and children. And during university, you create family.
Right.
I met 2 families in university. They're my absolute best friends, the Benjos and the Dubois, and they're all on here. And these little represent the prayers that were done to help us in our university journey.
So I wear blue suede shoes as a nod to my mom, who passed away almost a year ago today. You've got some cool shoes because you want to pay tribute as well.
That's right. So an elder on Standing Buffalo Dakota Nation, Joan Ryder, when I sit up there, I was a board chair for 2 years. I sat on the board for 5 years before Chancellor. So I got to sit on the stage, but not in the center. I sat to the right.
Of course.
And so you sit up there and you congratulate everybody, but you watch people's shoes after a while. And so I was like, I want moccasins if I'm sitting there. So yeah, Joan Ryder made these at the University of Regina. She's a Dakota person, so she has the Dakota symbol. So when I sit up there, Daryl, I get to show my pride of who I am, but at the same time, I represent all 95,000 alumni of the University of Regina.
Thank you so much for being here. Good luck with your journey. We appreciate it. And let's do this again soon.
Thank you, Daryl.
Welcome to your morning Saskatchewan. Time to say it is 8:30. Saskatchewan residents who cannot find a family doctor will soon have another option. The provincial government clearing the way on Monday for nurse practitioners to establish medical clinics and provide services covered by Medicare. Here to lead us off this part of the hour is Wayne Mantika.
It's estimated that 200,000 Saskatchewan residents don't have a regular family doctor. Now they will have the option of seeking care through a group of nurse practitioners.
Really exciting to see how nurse practitioners are playing a larger and larger role in primary care in Saskatchewan and making sure that patients not only have access but are attached to a primary care provider.
Medicare will cover the cost for 19 nurse practitioners through a pilot program. The nurse practitioners will be located in several communities.
There's some that are urban, Regina, Saskatoon, but there's also contracts that are in Prince Albert, Wilkie, Cardiff, Estevan, to name a few off the top of my head. But it allows for a better expansion of primary care access for residents in all of those communities.
The first nurse practitioner clinic has opened in Regina. For patients, it will be similar to visiting a family doctor.
Providing, like comprehensive assessments for patients, providing a diagnosis. We will be ordering labs or x-rays, any imaging that they can get from a primary care physician, we can also provide.
The NDP opposition endorses the idea.
I think that nurse practitioners have a very important role in team-based care, absolutely. I think that we need to be looking at utilizing them more, absolutely.
The government expects that patients will be well served, with plans already being made to expand the pilot program. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
The U.S. president is not ruling out carrying out strikes in Mexico in the name of stopping the flow of drugs.
Launch strikes in Mexico to stop drugs? It's okay with me. Whatever we have to do to stop drugs.
U.S. U.S. carried out a string of strikes targeting alleged drug-carrying boats in the Caribbean. President Trump's stance goes against comments made by the U.S. Secretary of State, who ruled out military intervention in Mexico. The Mexican president has also said U.S. military action in Mexico will not happen without her permission. In an unexpected reversal, U.S. President Donald Trump is now urging fellow Republicans to support the release of more Epstein files in a vote expected in Congress today.
They can do whatever they want. We'll give them everything. Sure, I would. Let the Senate look at it. Let anybody look at it. But don't talk about it too much, because honestly, I don't want to take it away from us. It's really a Democrat problem. The Democrats were Epstein's friends, all of them. And it's a hoax.
Trump has posted that he has nothing to hide after he previously opposed efforts to make those documents public. The president's about face all, but ensures the House will pass the bill with an overwhelming margin. Epstein was a well-connected financier, as you know, who died by suicide in a Manhattan jail. Alberta will allow trophy hunters to take aim at elk and deer on fenced-in farms. The UCP government in that province says it will boost rural tourism and help keep game farms viable. Critics say it shouldn't even be called hunting and claim it poses health risks. Kevin Green reports.
Legislation introduced Monday would allow hunters to kill animals like this inside fenced-in farms. The province says it's about creating new tourism opportunities and bringing money into rural communities.
There's a huge potential for them and the communities in which surround them to be able to create an entirely new economy.
The elk and deer ranching industry has been lobbying for this for decades and intensified its efforts in the past 5 years.
They said to me when they first approached me just over a year ago that this is critical, that this happens for them to continue to be successful farmers in the service space.
But wildlife groups say this isn't tourism and it isn't sport.
It's not hunting, it's shooting fish in a barrel.
The Alberta Wildlife Federation argues fenced animals still interact with wild animals, and penned hunting risks boosting the spread of chronic wasting disease.
Disease can be transmitted back and forth, and that concerns us greatly.
They also worry about the message it sends, saying farmed hunts are marketed around guaranteed results, something that doesn't exist in the backcountry.
They just go to these and walk around and again in a fenced yard and shoot the biggest animal they can.
More than 20 years ago, the province rejected penned hunting. Premier Ralph Klein called it abhorrent.
Clearly, 85% of the population thinks that this is not a fair way of killing deer and elk. It's not consistent with the concept of hunting as a sport.
Perhaps the mood has changed. Calgarians we spoke to Monday support the idea.
I don't think it hurts anybody, and I think everyone is entitled to do what they want on their lands.
I support it, but at the same time, it's got to be regulated.
If or when the legislation passes, regulations still need to be written, and farms will have to apply for licenses, meaning fenced-in hunts won't start immediately. Kevin Green, CTV News, Calgary.
The Advent calendar was cemented into holiday pop culture back in 1989. They've been available commercially for more than a century, helping Christians count down to Christmas during the 4 weeks of Advent. But this year, the Advent calendars appear to be having their moment. ABC's Sophie Flay reports.
Media right now, Advent calendars are all the rage.
I've unboxed 19 Advent calendars already, so here are my top 5.
The holiday tradition dates back to 19th century Germany, beginning with the children's book and some chalk marks, serving as a creative way to count down to Christmas. But these days, the annual custom is putting Christmas consumerism into overdrive. Their popularity took off during the pandemic.
If you compare the numbers in terms of people unboxing their Advent calendars and their gifts on social media, that popularity of those type of social media posts has increased almost 300% year over year from 2014.
Dare I say I bought every single Advent calendar on the market?
Creators are spending big bucks to show viewers whether or not it's worth their dime.
I accidentally spent $11,000 on an Advent calendar.
Sarah Morris, a content creator in Tennessee, has opened 20 Advent calendars so far this season. She calls this her biggest content series of the year.
How much money do you think you've spent on Advent calendars so far this season?
Thousands. A few thousand. Probably.
Wow.
It's an investment, but I look at it as a business investment for my business.
The products and prices can vary widely, from this 5-foot, $200 chocolate bar advent calendar at Costco to this $20 beauty one from Target. Macy says it's offering more than 100 advent calendars this season for all ages, including toys, food, and beauty. When it comes to luxury items, advent calendars can make that purchase more affordable in some cases. But think about this before swiping your card.
I caution consumers over-consuming on the little stuff. That's when it doesn't become affordable anymore and could potentially put people at risk for overspending.
Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
Some people, right? Local families will receive a boost this holiday season. Operation Santa launched Monday at the White Buffalo Youth Lodge in Saskatoon. 16 nonprofit community organizations will take part in the Adoptive Family Program, which provides hampers filled with food, winter clothing, and other essentials.
The goal is still $750. We do know we're going to go well and above that number, and it's all referral-based is one of the things about Operation Santa. It's referral-based because the organizations that work on the ground know their families. It's anonymous. They don't know they're getting any hampers. They don't know they're getting any surprises during the holiday season.
Running for 10 years now. We are hours away from that parade. Kayleen Solotsky, you got to be the bearer of good or bad news?
Well, earlier on this morning when I was looking at the radar, I thought I was going to be the bearer of bad news, but hey, the radar is clearing up. So potentially some good news. We're going to take a look at that in just a moment here. Let's start by looking at the current temperatures. A lot of places still into the negatives to start the day. -8 in Buffalo Narrows, -3 in La Ronge, -2 in South End, 0 degrees for Melfort, 1 degree in Hudson Bay. Down towards the south, 2 degrees in East End right now to start the day, 0 degrees in Regina, 1 degree in Saskatoon, and -2 in Estevan. Now here's a look at that radar and satellite. So yes, we did get some of that precipitation overnight, but the system is losing steam, you can see as it tracks eastward. Yes, some freezing rain over top of the Parkland region, so roads are slick. Take some extra time on your commute this morning, but this is what people really care about. It's the futurecast here. So we do see some of that rain still this morning. It's just northeast of Swift Current, and it's looking like it's about to go right over top of Regina for the early part of the afternoon. This is at about 1:30 this afternoon. Again, though, that system is shrinking as we head farther on into this morning. So lower chances that we're going to be seeing that rain. So that's good news if you are heading out to the parade this afternoon. And also good news is that we do see it pushing away before that 2 o'clock hour. So don't be afraid to head out and celebrate our Saskatchewan Rough Riders. Yorkton going to be getting the last little bit of that system before it leaves the province into the early evening hours. And then we see a larger system making its way in from Alberta, bringing those flurries. Prince Albert likely going to be seeing most of those flurries, and a chance of Saskatoon and Regina seeing some of those flurries overnight and into tomorrow morning as well. Then tomorrow afternoon, we're going to see that system fully pushing out, and we're just going to be talking about those clouds decreasing into the afternoon. Total rainfall, though, as I mentioned, it's actually been going down. So we were expecting about 3 millimeters for Regina. Now it's only projecting 1. So again, great news if you're heading out to that parade this afternoon. And by the overnight hours, it looks like numbers are shrinking for most places other than the Battlefords, which is now expecting about 2 millimeters of rain. Today's forecast showing temperatures still above that seasonal average. 4 degrees expected for Swift Current. Weyburn up to 7 degrees. Estevan 7 degrees as well. Yorkton 4 degrees and Prince Albert 2 degrees. The 7-day forecast not showing a whole lot of precipitation other than what we were talking about overnight and into early tomorrow morning for Regina and Saskatoon. Also seeing those temperatures go down ever so slightly for tomorrow and Thursday, but going right back up to those positive temperatures for our weekend.
But it keep coming back like a revolving door. Said I don't want you less, but I just want you more. Said I keep coming back. We dreaming hard, we came so far now. I believe we're going up, and down. The way you got me all in my head. Think I'd rather you in my bed.
Let's check back in with Janelle Lepie in downtown Regina ahead of today's Grey Cup Parade. Janelle.
Hi, Jeremy. That's right. Today is the day. Now, as you can see around me, it is starting to rain just a little bit. So this is a fair and good reminder to dress for the weather here today. I'm not sure what that temperature is going to be like. Our very own Kayleen Sawatsky will give you that information for later on today. Again, that parade starts at about 2 o'clock this afternoon. So you will meet on the Green Mile right along Albert Street there. You'll go down 13th Avenue through 20th Avenue and you will come right here to the Legislative Building. This is where you're going to be wrapping up your day. But the fun does not stop there because speeches are going to be made. We will be seeing Trevor Harris, all kinds of different speakers coming through here to announce that Grey Cup win. And that Grey Cup is making an appearance as well. You won't want to miss out on that. So again, make sure that you're dressing warm. It's a little chilly here this morning, but the day is still young. Might get a little bit better as the afternoon comes along. Now, for drivers, make sure that you're extra careful. Lots of pedestrians out and about today. Make sure that you're avoiding those heavily crowded areas. And for those who are attending, make sure you're not taking up too much space parking on those residential streets. Make sure you've got room for everybody there to come on down and join. So once again, that starts at 2 o'clock this afternoon. You will end right here at the Legislative Building. You won't want to miss out on the fun.
Doctor, give me the news. Well, the news is Dr. Kim Coates is back in Saskatoon to see the family. And along with seeing the family, you were close at hand because you just wrapped up a series shoot in Calgary. First of all, welcome. Great to see you again.
Jeffrey, how are you?
I'm doing okay.
Nice to see all these people here at CTV. No AI yet. Get out of here. We love real people.
Yeah, we sure do.
I always want to see you when I come home.
Well, I'm glad to see you, too.
And Mom says hi to you.
Well, great. And
Joyce.
Pass along my best to Joyce.
Will.
She's wonderful.
Good to see her.
So let's talk a little bit about Anna Pigeon.
Anna Pigeon.
So tell us about that series.
Yeah, it's a new series for USA Network in America. It'll be here in Canada, too. I'm not sure what network yet. They'll announce it soon. We just wrapped 2 days ago. 10 episodes.
Elevator pitch is, what's the high concept?
It's really about this girl, Anna Pigeon, played by Tracy Sparadakos, amazing actor from Winnipeg. Great, talented. And I play a guy called Jeremiah Paulson, dickhead, multi-millionaire. Wants to buy the whole park. There's uranium underneath. He's going, I'm going to buy the park.
You're playing an unsavory character?
Who knew? Who knew? Yeah, it's really well written. Yeah, it's just wrapped, and we're just so excited about it.
Well, speaking about, I'll say unsavory characters. It depends on, I suppose, what side of the issues you might be on. But American Primeval.
Yeah.
You were here, and you gave me some clues as to what you might be playing. You couldn't tell me. I couldn't figure it out. I was so mad at myself when I found out that you were playing Brigham Young.
Yeah.
When you play a historical character, what kind of extra responsibility is there to do research, and what kind of research did you do?
I did everything. Yeah. Peter Berg offered me the role of Brigham Young. I said, I was on Zoom in November 2022. I said, I'll call you right back. I looked him up. I knew who he was, but I didn't know what he looked like, all that. And yeah, I looked just kind of like him, blue eyes, cheekbones. He's a bit stockier than me, so I got to eat. Read one autobiography, 3 biographies, a book called The 27th Wife on him, did all the research on the Mountain Meadows Massacre. Very proud of that show. Very controversial, but true. It was a true happening, and I was really glad to be a part of it. And had it not been so controversial, I really believe Netflix would have pushed it more for the Emmys.
Sure.
And we would have all been nominated. But hey, man, I'm just glad to have been in it, and the reviews were just unbelievable.
Yeah, they were great, and I certainly heard a lot of people talking about it. Let's talk a little bit about the, because I'm going to run out of time with this. Well, I don't know what character you're playing in Solo Mio.
Solo Mio. Kevin James said he's going to write a rom-com for me and him, and he did. Filmed it in Rome last year for 2 months. Andrea Bocelli, incredible cast. It's going to be out Valentine's Day or the week before.
February 6th, according to my
You're
notes
right.
here.
You know more
February
than me.
6th, you know.
All over the movies. Go and take your popcorn.
What's it like filming in Rome?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Gotta love those days. My wife came for the whole time.
Okay, good.
She doesn't want to come with me, but she came to Rome for 2 months.
So good. So Diana got to come for a holiday. Speaking of the family, Kayla is still involved with your daughter. Still involved with the altruism and the foundations and things like that.
She is, but Kyla. She's actually a massive big shot at LA County now.
Okay.
With Janice Hahn, trying to save America, and it needs saving right now.
Yeah.
So she's really, really busy. Brenna,
of course,
has a massive movie coming out soon called Maya and Samar.
Okay.
Robert Lantos produced it. So, and she's starting to. She's gonna be in a new movie with Ron Perlman coming up this year. So next year, 2026. So she's hopping and cooking and baking. It's a tough business right now, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
It's tough everywhere, really. So we're pretty happy to be working and involved.
It was great that she's in the family business. Just before we go, speaking of family, our theater family.
Yeah.
Big event coming up in February 21st.
Tell me about it.
An evening with Kim Coates at it's a fundraiser for Persephone Theater. You are going to be spending time on stage with me as well as Katrin Hodson, and it'll just be a Q&A, a fireside chat, but there'll be other things going on, and I believe tickets are already available.
Can't wait. Look it up. Come see me. We're going to have a VIP. We're going to have some wine. We're going to sign some selfies. Sign some autographs, take some selfies with you two. It's going to be a big night. We're going to raise a lot of money for Persephone, and I can't wait.
I am so looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's February 21st, and you can go to Persephone's website for more information and tickets. Thank you, brother. Always good to see you.
Jeffrey, take care of yourself. You look good in blue.
Thank you.
Making films is not what I do, it is who I am.
Tom Cruise has an honorary Oscar. Filmmaker Alejandro Iñárritu presented him with the prize at this year's Governor's Awards. Cruise spent the first few minutes of his speech thanking and praising Iñárritu and the evening's other honorees: actress, dancer, choreographer, singer, director, and producer Debbie Allen, groundbreaking production designer Wynn Thomas, known for his films with Spike Lee, and Dolly Parton, who accepted the Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award virtually.
Kinnevik är skog och stål.
Är det inte jobbigt att inte ha någon fantasi, Margareta?
Vanguard is a limited series dramatizing the rise of iconic Swedish media mogul Jan Stenbeck. The show, described as a real-life Succession meets The Wolf of Wall Street, features English and Swedish dialogue. It debuts today on the Viaplay streaming service. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
To get out.
Future zoologists are getting an amazing behind-the-scenes look at lions and tigers. Oh my! Thanks to one zoo in New Jersey.
And who doesn't love a behind-the-scenes look at something, even if it involves a medical procedure? Let's take a look at what one zoo is trying. Here's ABC's Danny New.
Ooh, what are these kids all gathered around to watch at the zoo? Why, that would be a turkey vulture's wellness exam, of course.
I would say that probably the people who stand and watch the longest are kids and school groups who come through, and it really doesn't matter what we're doing.
Dr. Kaylee Anderson is a veterinarian at New Jersey's Turtleback Zoo, which, as of this year, has an animal treatment room with observation windows.
Prior to sort of having this window experience, people didn't even know that there was such a thing as a zoo vet.
Now, Dr. Anderson has an audience as her team draws blood from this bird and takes its x-rays.
It's not very common to have a window into a treatment room. More zoos are starting to do it as hospitals are being redone because of the value of the education aspect and alerting people to exactly what happens at zoos and the kind of care we can provide.
To Dr. Anderson's point, there does seem to be growing transparency with animal treatment facilities. However, the future veterinarians in attendance did not seem too fazed by any of the medical procedures.
I'm going to be a bone surgeon when I grow up, so I'm going to watch what they're going to do so I can learn what to do.
That's your future bone surgeon general right there. By the way, Turtleback Zoo is located in West Orange, New Jersey, not to be confused with South Orange, home of ABC's Scrubs actor Zach Braff, and East Orange, home of Dionne Warwick and Queen Latifah in New York. For ABC News, I'm Danny New.
It's kind of neat. I mean, those are weird-looking animals, but it's kind of neat that you're able to...
I like that you did the sound effect. Do you want to do that? For the...
It's kind of like a turkey. That's my turkey sound effect.
Yeah, that's what he was doing while the
good.
story was playing. And I was like, is that what they sound like?
No, I have no idea.
I think so.
Let's get to your sidebar. I guess you could call this an ambitious gingerbread creation. This is Wes Anderson's Grand Budapest Hotel, made out of 100% edible gingerbread.
Oh my goodness.
Holy moly.
Edmonton's Duchess Bake Shop is behind the creation, part of a fundraiser for a local youth society to collect warm clothing donations for at-risk youth. That must have taken so much time.
Okay, but is it 3D? I think it's just the front.
Just the facade?
Yeah, I think it is a
Yeah,
facade
I
because
think
the
you're right.
side angle there just showed that it might be a facade. But still, nevertheless, the front, very
let's
detailed.
not sell it short.
Yes, exactly. It is beautiful. The details are gorgeous.
I could not do that. Here's one of your idols.
No.
Dolly Parton. Not one to make a fuss over a meal.
All you do is heat and eat. No fuss, just the way I like it.
She just released another frozen meal. This time it's all about chicken and dumplings. Dolly says it's one of her favorite comfort dishes. She's literally on a hot streak too. The country superstar received an honorary Oscar at the Governor's Awards for her legacy of work. She shared this message holding her trophy for the Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award.
Good for her. I didn't know she had microwave dinners.
Oh, she's got it all. She
Can
has
you get
a line
those
of
here?
dog apparel, which I think, Jeremy, you wouldn't like that, right?
Dog apparel? No.
Well, I mean, I'd try anything once.
Fair. I know she has a theme park.
Yes. I mean, what can't she do? She's beautiful. She's talented. She's got a golden heart. I'm just going to sing her praises for the last, like, how much time do we have?
Okay. Well, how about we go from this talented artist to a young talented artist from Rosetown, Saskatchewan? This is Sophia from Rosetown, Saskatchewan, belting out Price Tag by Jessie J. She is 7.
Oh my goodness. Wow. I love
it.
The passion, the enthusiasm. We're ending the show on a very high note.
Her dad said she would just be thrilled if you guys would show this thing, so we're happy to oblige.
Oh, thank you.
If you have something you want to send in to us, make sure you use the proper email address for milestones or fun videos like that. yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca. Any other email address goes poof into the wilderness, and we don't
never read it.
We don't get it. That email's gone. Just like us. We'll see you later.